tune in.
On Discord.
How's my battery? 78%. I can totally tune in.
We're live. Okay.
We are live. The DM is down here. We are live. Posting the Discord. Boop. Okay, we're live.
Kira-chan says hi.
Alright, everyone. The DM emerges from the depths.
Oh!
We have a DM this session.
Yeah, we have a DM this session. We'll see what happens next
It's a
time.
surprise whether or not a DM will rise every session.
Mm-hmm.
It's entirely possible the cat might do it.
The DM has risen. Can we adjust the camera on that just a little to get
Are
it a little
these-
more even?
Are these pizza scissors or just
Cool.
scissors?
Those are
That's
scissors.
Okay.
That's thereabouts. We've got. I see what we were doing. I know why we were doing it. Welcome to FlavorText, everyone. This is week 13.
This will be episode 13, week 14.
Episode 13, week 14. We are halfway-ish through our school sports festival arc here at New Dawn University. Does anyone want to give me a general recap of last session for another fancy shiny nickel?
We met everybody's parents / family. Those little brothers that are definitely heroes of Robin's, of course.
No, the older one's a hero. The
Older
younger
ones?
one's gonna become a hero.
Oh, I thought they were both heroes.
I thought
That's
they were
what
both older.
talking about.
They are,
They are both older.
They are?
The younger, older brother is not a hero yet.
Yes.
Yeah, the middle child in the Lewis family household.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Rin's mom got to come because Kazekage is kind of a playa.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, sure, I will whisk your mom away.
I'm gonna get a new dad.
You know, it would be just about anything to be
This
an
time
upgrade.
at least be present.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
My
be
current
a
father
heck
could
of an
die
up-
and it would be an upgrade from my current father.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Can you bring up the channel itself so we see if anybody posts messages?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thackeray Binks, our good friend, already
Yo.
posted, "Hello, friends."
Hello.
Hello.
What is up with it, as they say?
What is
What
the
is
hip happenings?
going up? So we met some player character families.
Which were not announced to us that they were coming until
Yep.
they did.
Yeah,
So that
of
was a
course not.
surprise.
I debated giving you guys a hero point for that because that's a complication.
At least for some of
For
us.
Some of us.
I did get a hero point.
Everyone stares
Yeah.
at me.
Yes.
Well, your family's secret is the complication.
You literally pulled your mother aside and said, "Don't embarrass me."
I mean, all teenagers do that.
Exactly.
The thing that's more suspicious is she pulled her brother aside and went, "Play along."
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And he was like, "Okay."
Our first round of the festival was essentially just testing our crisis management. And
Yep.
how does that do?
And what were the two situations we got put in? We had two pairings of players.
We had the parasite.
And we had
We had,
the thugging.
Yeah.
The thugging.
Thugonomics.
Thugging. Where basically there was some hero there named the Velvet Eggplant.
Velvet aubergine.
Who was acting a dick.
The Velvet Eggplant. And he was basically flaunting his neurotoxins and being like, "Yes, I produce a great many neurotoxins." And everyone around him was like, "Why though?" And he was like,
I save people with neurotoxins. The long-term damage isn't my problem.
and then the thugging happened, and we got bombasted by thugs.
We did.
But you won.
Thugs led by
Lancelot.
Lancelot.
Lancelot, an Earth-based knight-themed hero.
Who stabbed me a couple times like an
Yeah.
asshole.
The diamond
You
tip
got in the way,
spear.
if I recall.
I
You
specifically
bounced away
did,
every
but
time.
he still stabbed
He
me.
followed through.
In a court of law, he is still at fault.
And we had the energy-draining parasite kid who just...
Small toddler who had started manifesting powers and draining people of life.
couldn't control it.
It was great.
So we had to be like, and try a bunch of things, and then luckily there just so happened to be a separate plot of land that was also equally as empty that we could
That was a
drop
hero
them
point.
into.
We could
That
we
gave
could
you all
move the
that.
kid over into and then talk it down until it was revealed that just it was a very fancy animatronic. Disney had a hand in it.
There was definitely some architect stuff going on. He's got a couple of powers y'all haven't seen yet.
Ooh.
Y'all have only seen him
Wobluminum.
swap aluminum out of his
Print
chest
woblu-
and then like press it into place. And then after our crisis response, we did a little friendly lunch with everybody. We learned that Kurt's father's kind of an asshole. Is an asshole.
Is.
And that a couple of the other students got thoroughly thrashed by a girl
A spoop.
with the name of
Lilith.
Lilith. She's my precious baby.
Yeah.
Who's just downright terrifying.
A
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit.
Canonically.
Canonically.
She's scary shit.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
manifests your worst fear.
And that brings us up to date as the players have been informed and the students have been informed that their next. I only have 3 of my player character flashcards.
Gasp.
Who am I missing? That one's important for skills.
Is it I?
It was actually. Now I have it. Everyone. The other important thing is everyone's in costumes. Everyone's in costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Debuting their presentation. And some people have hero names at this point, and it's all up to them. And they have all been informed that this next scenario that they will be put into and examined under the lens of is one of entering a villain's lair. This is the broad scope that will link any and all of these adventures the little squads of 4 are going on. And the specifics of these lairs will vary from party to party, but we got this party of 4 right now to handle. And so lunch sort of not resumes. I mean, I guess it was on pause for a week. But lunch resolves, and the parents and faculty who are watching, not moderating, all make their way. And you notice the number of faculty that are watching, not moderating, is now very thin. It's really nobody. As police are escorting... That sounds terrifying. Police are escorting your parents away.
They know what they did.
Every one of them. And
Guess what was in the lunch, everybody? Roll a toughness check.
actually, guess what was in the... I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You guys ate Rin's mother's cooking. Otherwise, that was a complication.
Dun dun.
I'm not even... Like, you when you said that last week, I scratched that out of my notes. When you mentioned people eating Rin's mom's food, I was like, it's wholesome enough to counteract my shenanigans.
Get wrecked, everybody.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So you
You're
remove the
welcome.
complication.
And you are welcome.
And so you're led back into the general holding room where everyone's up. You get your pairing of 4. Look, it's you 4 again. How auspicious.
Oh.
Weird.
We've done such good work in the past. I'm glad we're a team again.
And so now Solar Flare isn't the one here. It's Kazekage reading off a list of instructions.
Hello.
Like,
Hi, Dad.
Sorry, she's not great at English. Will you shut up?
No, my English is fine. Go fuck yourself.
Not for that.
Jesus, let's relax.
I don't know what that means.
Kazekage begins to speak. It's good to see you all again, and in such good health and condition. I was asked politely to do this because each and every one of your teachers is preparing. Preparing for you.
We get all of them?
Not all at once. Let me finish what I'm saying, thank you.
Sorry.
The theme for the second test is going to be, as you all know, entering a villain's lair. And each of the teachers has created a persona based around their power, and which they will be playing. They will be playing at this persona. Their lair is themed after this persona, and it is, well, in some sense, comical in nature, in that it represents the paper collectibles of old. It is also good television.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
And the intent behind this festival is to showcase your creativity, your intuitive nature, your heroism, and you. And we, it says we, I'm not a member of the faculty. We are hoping that you will all do your best.
Royal we.
That being said, the postings are above. Here's the screens that will be displaying the trials that aren't yours. And they fling on. And everyone, again, do your best and learn from those who fail to do so. Learn from those who succeed at doing so. Just and he puts the paper down. Just learn. There's a lot to being a hero, kids, and you're not going to get it all right this time. So I'm going a little off script because who's going to stop me? There's a lot to learn about being a hero. And there's a lot that they're never going to be able to teach you. So take every day in this world as a learning opportunity. Some of you have more experiences than you ought to at this age. And that is both a tragedy and a gift.
Head start.
Use what you've got to your advantage and don't feel bad if others are lacking in that. They'll catch up. Eventually. Probably with your help. Because that's what makes a leader. That's what makes a hero. Anyways. First up. And he looks at the board, and it does this, like, every team's been given, like, a color coding, so it's pretty simple. Though it does get complex when you divide 150 by 4, and it doesn't work evenly. But and there's a lot of colors that you would have to, you know.
This one's taupe.
We've got chartreuse, followed immediately by forest green, followed immediately by lime green.
Followed by cerulean.
Puce. We're looking for puce. Your puce.
We're looking for Team Ilona's hair color.
Several
that's so
teams
many.
like, hello? And they're like, yeah, it's a big one.
The big, yeah, it's all of your teams.
Staff got tired.
Yeah, this one
Yeah.
actually has 2 villains in it.
And so you guys kind of watch as you're not the first team that goes up, as the first one up is in fact like this squad of students who I'm not going to describe who's in which squad because that's 150 students worth.
Just,
Too much.
This squad of students enters into this like elevator. It goes down. It opens up into the lair as it does. This one directly into it. Others later down the line not, but this one in particular directly into it. And it's a disco floor.
So if Lair's gonna fuck these kids up.
It's a disco floor, and they like take a moment. They step off the lift to assess the situation, and then immediately, like the cameras just tilt up to show that every wall and every surface is reflective. And while the kids are sitting there talking in the open, these kids like are very not stealthy, not taking in their surroundings.
Green
they're very
behind the gills.
They're green behind the gills. The camera just flashes white. And then you hear the sounds of combat as each one of the camera dims down again and Solar Flare is grooving and moving between them each, delivering pointed rhythmic beats.
dang!
And
I love it. That's wonderful. I love it.
wails down on these kids.
It's a rhythm game.
Yeah, it's a very, very necrodancer. As he's making a point to stylishly do it too.
Oh my god.
It's not just like an axe kick. It's like the leg comes up, he catches it, he does a pirouette, and the axe kick comes down with the rhythm of the dungeon.
He only attacks on beat.
Yeah, that's what I said. He gives them
Flashiness.
rhythmic beatdowns with rhythmic beats. And Solar Flare kind of trounces these kids who were not ready. And they get sent right back up. Damn. Shameful and disappointed. And everyone is aware now that these villains will not hold back.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a very aggressive dungeon. Lair, you get like a quick like multi-angle shot of his lair, and it's very straightforward. It's just that dance floor. The next one is a complex mess, as some poor students are up against the architect.
You'll never find him.
Well, their situation is effectively diffusing a bomb in an ever-changing labyrinth of his design.
Oh no.
And you watch as these kids struggle and work their hardest to make their way through this expertly woven and adapting maze. And you have a camera kind of on the architect as well. And he is basically circling them the entire time. Anytime they're making their way to him, he's basically circling back to where they were, making them doubt everything. He's using the fact that he has a labyrinth of his design that he's literally changing on the fly to his advantage. At one point, he hears them coming, just erects a wall. And they walk right past it. This is a group who is not suited for this. And as you looked at the last group, you're like, oh no, there were two students who were kind of photosensitive in that matchup.
Ooh.
One of them has epilepsy. That happens and they just.
No!
Sorry, that's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, that's fucked up.
That is fucked up, Rin. Villain points.
Hey, I'll take it. I can spend those.
You can use it to roll with disadvantage. And so you get this recurring theme throughout these also, that the villains basically know you're coming. Because, of course they do. Yeah. These are mastermind level villains, which is a game term I will not translate yet. But they are mastermind level. And these teachers are not holding back. They're absolutely ready to throw down. And the worst part is, like, in that hunt, they found the architect at the end. They never found the bomb.
That's a different problem entirely.
He gave them that red herring of himself. And then 2 or 3 more groups go, and sometimes it's heroes you know from campus, and sometimes it's heroes you've never met, but you absolutely love, and it's good to see them, like, doing something. And eventually it makes its way to the 4 of you as you are led into the elevator, and it goes dim. Your visibility basically is dropped to level 1, so you're considered to be under concealment.
Oh, jeez.
And the elevator suddenly, it's not an elevator, it's a mine shaft. As just, you're in this, like, old school, there's a single gas light hanging and swinging, and this thing moves very rustically, very slowly, shaking and creaking its way down into this shaft. It's not a mine shaft, but it's certainly a cave. And you're given a moment to kind of discuss before we get there.
If it's gonna be dark, Ellie, we're gonna need you on the hearing thing.
Mm-hmm. Everyone, get out your phones and put it on some sort of a walkie-talkie app. Last time that we did a lair like this, we weren't really communicating very well, and we split up. But we didn't really know what the others were doing, and I think it would benefit us all to have constant communication.
Lights or no lights?
No lights.
Rin checks her service.
None.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Stick together then?
I guess.
As best we can in darkness, I wouldn't be surprised if they separate us.
Mm-hmm.
They can try.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Front line?
The chute like the elevator installs. The lift just stops for a moment.
3-point stance.
Pose.
Gonna listen as hard as I can. That's all I
Make
got.
me a perception check.
Oh, this is her. I'm just ready to fight.
I do a try. Okay.
Nice. Good.
18 plus 8.
26 is that number.
Thank you. Specifically for hearing.
Yep. You hear 4 rapid heartbeats.
Okay.
Oh no!
Is one of them mine?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
I was doing the check like, am I hearing us or?
I was
is that-
immediately like, duplex, let's go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is Duplex's cave.
I was very confused, but
The
I was also like,
Underdome, brother. Yes, Robin.
Can I try to either use insight or investigation to guess which faculty member
Figure
this
that
is?
out yourself.
damn! Your dice can't help you now.
Or they can't hinder either.
That's true.
technically
Yeah.
true. Technically
Yeah,
true.
no. Use contact clues that I'm going to
Could be
provide to you.
Mikhail Burns.
Yeah, it's the librarian.
His power, gun.
I still love that.
Try to remember everyone on campus. And it's not working
I have a
very
list.
Well.
Yeah, you do. And so eventually, as
also
you
go
guys
slow.
are preparing and gritting your teeth, you just hear laughter. And everyone please make a will save.
That's a 7.
Same. 7 as well.
That's a 10.
16.
Everyone except for Allie is going to suffer from the... Where'd it go? It's the impaired condition until you can find or justify... Actually, you two have fearless.
Yep.
So, Robin,
Yes?
fear racks your body at the sounds of this laugh echoing through the caverns, and you are impaired until you find a way to justify removing that fear.
Okay.
That is the condition on removing that condition is justify it.
I'm trying to think of now who does the brain thing.
I'll tell you right now, it's feminine laughter. And
It's fucking blowhard? No. That sounds...
can you imagine?
She laughs, and then we get ejected out of the top of the ship by wind.
Dungeon failed.
Adelheid?
Maybe.
There's several choices here.
And so eventually it and you find yourself in the darkness with just little lights along the sides of what does appear to be like a mining shaft.
I would like to make another perception to try and hear whatever might be inside there.
Okay.
11 and 8, 19?
You hear 4 rapid heartbeats.
Okay, cool.
One of them a little faster than before.
In case there's trapdoors, you want to hold hands all around?
Just form a
No,
circle of
I
4 and
need
start
those.
rotating through the dungeon.
You let go when things happen.
So
I
now
don't
that-
want to tense and crush one of you guys.
Now that you're down here and have this opportunity, like I said, there's lights kind of guiding this mine shaft. It's this musky scent in the air. Everything's just a little tepid. There's like a coppery, musty scent and taste to the air. Breathing's just a little harder down here. There's an actual residue you can see sort of floating. It doesn't look like menacing residue. It's just you're underground.
Mm-hmm.
There's mist.
There's some level of mist here. Yeah, it's not a proper water-based mist. It's more like dirt and dust in the air. And lining, like I said, either side of any of the passages is a winding maze kind of spreads out before you of caverns. There's these little lights placed in strategic positions so that they always provide just enough visibility but never quite enough to see everything at once. They only get you from your current location to the next one. And to tie this little ribbon here, each and every one of these hallways, the beams supporting them, or the structure in place, it looks solid but ancient. It looks like it could collapse at any second, but you have a confidence that it won't for now.
No collateral damage.
I'm gonna be in the middle.
Let's have a hand on all walls and
Yeah,
maybe
how
one
small
on-
is this cave, by the way?
Thank you. So there's gonna be one of these for you.
Oh, God!
A gift.
As you finally have that in-character thought of how small is this, and the claustrophobia settles in.
I'm going to terrifiedly stretch my wings sideways. Do I touch both walls? It's a 14-foot span. God.
Take another one of these.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh,
As
God. Oh, God. Oh,
you
God.
stretch your wings out, and you get maybe 7 or 8 feet, and your wings get stuck to the walls.
Oh, son of... Okay.
You're gonna have to make me a strength check if you want to remove them.
Just leave them behind.
Fuck off, Rin. I spent a lot of time decorating these.
They're also kind of attached to your body.
Can I argue, since I have move object attached to my wings, can I argue using that to move my wings?
That is a gust of wind.
That is best. Okay. I had to try the argument. How would I... Yeah, it would just be a strength
So
check.
Isaac, we're in initiative order now.
Cool.
God.
So you're at the top of initiative order, and I'm just letting everyone know this.
That was a 7.
Yeah, 7's not gonna do it. Isaac, you're in initiative order, and Allie's wings stretch out and stick to the wall, and you see visible fear spread across her face.
There's no movement, Rin. There's no movement.
Fortunately, leadership only works on dazed, fatigued, or stunned. So if none of those conditions are...
There's no
affecting
actual condition other than roleplay.
Mhm.
Though, her wings are immobilized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which means so am I.
I got this.
Okay, Isaac's going to consider his options and pass the initiative order to Rin. After Rin, we have Robin.
Rin is just going to very gently
Rip your wings
take Allie and be like, "Would you like me to remove you from the walls?"
Please.
And then I'm just
Make
gonna
a
yank.
strength check.
That's
Nice.
a 25.
25 is not high enough.
I cannot remove you from the walls.
You
Good
could roll a 20.
luck.
Nothing dislocated though, so that's good.
As Rin
Nearly. As like it's a matter of you could probably rip her off the walls, but she would.
I could leave her wings behind. Is basically what would
Yeah,
happen.
you get that feeling like it's this incredible tensile strength keeping her in place, and then we move to Robin.
Hadelhide.
I can't move.
Yes.
I can't move. Okay.
Does anybody have like nail polish remover?
What?
Acetone. If we can't dissolve it with water, then acetone usually works.
You know what? I do
Thank
have
you.
nail polish remover.
Thank you. I was literally this is the game of yes ands. So Rin cashes in a hero point to alter the situation and the scene around her. She reaches into her pocket. Oh,
I have this utility belt, and I don't have anything to fill it with yet, so I just put knickknacks in here.
yep. You take
Including-
out some nail polish remover.
Nail polish remover.
Cool.
Excellent. I would like to use that to try to dissolve the sticky
Take
stuff.
a wing.
Right wing.
Okay. You make your way over to the right wing and you begin like dissolving, and you see this very fine white silk keeping her wings pinned here, and you notice there's a very thin tracing of it across walls, scattered in patches throughout, some in the darkness, some in the light. It's kind of inconsistent as to where it is, but it is consistently everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
May I take action now that I've had time to think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just front of the order.
Yep, I'm delaying. I push you down.
Cool. And effectively render herself prone by falling forward and being able to take a very closer look at the ground to see if there's any sticky traps in the ground.
On the ground?
On the ground.
They're less frequent than the ones on the walls. The ones on the walls are sporadic but consistent in that there's always another one.
Mm-hmm.
On the floor, you get traces, but usually they're just something that is left to root to the wall. Like it's part of the snare, as it were. It's not its own independent thing. And then that is, unless you have something else you wanted to try and justify in the span of a turn, we move to the other thing.
Dun, dun.
Allie,
A gift!
You're
so
as you feel skittering on your left wing.
Ew.
and
Oh, God, get him
something
off!
tries to bite you.
Oh God, get it off!
And that's gonna hit against your parry, so go ahead and make me a toughness check, please.
Oh, we just got here!
Yep.
We just got here!
Just like with solar flare.
It's a web.
I would like to re-roll that.
Yeah, you
knows
go ahead
we're
and cash
here.
in a hero point to re-roll. You cannot roll lower than 11.
I rolled a 14 that time. That works. Plus that 3, that's a 17.
17 exceeds the toughness DC as you feel these tiny fangs try and pierce into you, but they don't seem to do enough. And then another 2 sets. Go ahead and make me 2 more toughness checks, please.
It's a dwindling pile, but it's enough of it. It's.
As you go ahead and expend another hero point.
Ah, okay, so that one,
Natural 20.
Okay.
natural 20, so I know that one made it because
Yep.
if a 17 did definitely. And that I rolled a 19, so I passed.
Yeah,
That one
as you feel these 3 sets of arachnid legs swarming over your wing stuck to the wall, you try and pull away, and there's this delightful menace in their movements. They can't communicate to you, but you still understand the message. As we move to Allie's turn.
Disgusting.
Your right wing is free.
Cool. I'm going to keep it as close to my body as I can.
Yeah?
I'd like to not get stuck again.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of a way to like peel myself off the next toughness, because I want to get the other one free before something else crawls on it.
That's a fair analysis.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to simply try and attack the wall and hopefully do something to the filaments on it.
Attack the web or the wall?
The web.
How?
I was just going to try and blast it with some blood and hope that it worked.
Okay. Absolutely, you can make that opportunity. You can go ahead and roll that blast attack.
Nope. And if not, maybe I'll hit some
You don't-
spiders.
You don't have to roll to hit. What is the toughness check on your blast?
DC 20.
It unfortunately is not going to be enough to shred through these filaments.
God. Are you sure I don't have to roll to attack? Because I have an attack, an attattack bonus. I thought I had to
Normally
roll
you
to
do
attack.
with this attack. You are rolling to hit a web.
Okay.
You're rolling to hit a web as we move back up to Rin at the top of the
Gotcha.
order holding the acetone.
No, I gave the acetone.
All right, Rin at the
Wow,
top of the
yeah.
order with a knick-knack, paddywhack pack full of nail polish.
Allie's freaking the fuck out.
Freaking
Yeah.
the fuck
And
out.
Rin is a pretty like. Calm down,
in this like flickering candlelight, you guys can see these three bulbous arachnid shapes. Like they're not quite illuminated enough to make out their patterns or colorations, but these very unnatural spider-like movements all over Allie's wing.
Crush.
Please.
I'm going to attack them.
Yeah,
That's a 15 to hit a spider.
15 hits the spider and they are minions. So takedown triggers.
Take them down.
That one's a 24.
15 did it, so that's gonna do it. The other one
That's
is on
actually
the
a
other side
crit
of her
spell.
wing, though.
I have to take down 2, so I can move.
Okay, cool.
And that one's another 24.
Yeah,
As Rin is just.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a sickening crunch and with each one's death.
Gross.
Make a fortitude save, Rin.
Is this poison? Because I'm immune to that.
It is poison.
As Rin just.
My hand.
And it's more like you create mini vacuums with these swats. The force of your blow was like strike and then such a quick withdraw that like just because it's simpler this way, the venom and ichor kind of was pulled off of Allie's wing before it could actually cause any harm. It's like
Let's get that other wing and get the hell out of here.
On it.
and you guys clear up that other wing and find yourself still at the very beginning of this layer.
Lights.
Thank you.
I think let's switch to lights.
Lights.
Switch to lights.
Yep. Oh.
And keep an eye out for trapdoors. We don't know what type of spider it'll hide is modeled after, but maybe all of them.
Though I will have to say that it's much less likely that the ceiling caves in, except intentionally. Because I'm sure she set some of those up.
The ceiling?
Yeah, because the webs. These webs have tensile strength out the wazoo.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
If it does, we'll just make it fall back up.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll get out of the way.
That's clever. It's a clever, important thing to keep in mind. And so we are out of initiative order, but I'm keeping the initiatives Rin, Robin, Isaac, Allie right now for when we pop back in.
Okay. So turning on cell phone lights, and I would like to just get a rock and like coat it in the webbing and have that with me.
That's impossible. It makes contact with the webbing and you cannot rip it off.
Okay.
Wish I brought my sword.
You only have half a sword.
Rin could theoretically do it with a high enough strength check.
I
I consider it a
natural
lifting.
19.
It's a lifting.
Well, natural 19 didn't do it before, so I would need an 18 or higher to beat that, and I'm not gonna fuck with these webs.
That's fair.
It's almost like she's a really high power level.
I do want to pick up like a handful of pebbles though.
Sure.
And kind of hand out some. Before we go anywhere, toss a pebble where we would go.
Okay. Can we mark the way we've been?
Do you have a way to do so?
Asking.
Oh,
us,
yeah.
do we have?
Just follow the fists.
Okay.
As there's now a fist print in the ground.
In case we get lost, or just in case this is a maze.
And in general, let's just always make left-hand turns until told to do it, until we hit a dead end.
And so there's 4 sprawling catacombs out before you. Which cavern suits your fancy?
The leftmost
left
one, presumably.
The leftmost one. And so
Actually, beforehand,
Ooh.
one of the things I have on my senses is an infravision with tracking.
yeah, it is.
I would like to try and spot which way she went.
Okay. Yeah, you turn
Just-
your infravision on.
I'm nervous.
What do I see?
And you see tiny little footprints skittering in every direction, like little, yep, and you look up. It's not her, but you sure see something up there pulsing in the dark.
There's something on the ceiling.
Like right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's something on the ceiling, and I don't know how many legs it has.
Probably 8.
And the ceiling's completely dark.
Yeah.
Cool. While we have the free time,
Yep.
Rin is just going to quietly killer sense herself and just, as she takes her headband and pulls it over her eyes. I'm ready when you are.
I'm gonna just toss a pebble up.
Our ready to action's a thing.
Yeah.
Let's all ready in action to attack this spider beast
Just
that
all
apparently
at
we're going
once.
to have ascending on or descending on us in a second if we don't do anything.
Okay. So everyone has a ready to action, but you are throwing
Yeah.
a pebble.
I'm throwing the pebble.
Cool.
The instigator.
Are you modifying it in any way, shape, or form with your powers?
No.
You're just throwing a pebble up?
Just irritating it.
Great. You
Yeah.
can't throw it high enough.
Ooh, how high is it?
It's maybe 50 feet up.
Okay, I can do that. I got nervous.
So you throw this pebble, it clicks on the ground, you just hear.
I'm not a fan.
All right.
Where?
I'm keeping track of the big things.
It's not moving.
Well, the larger
Well,
one.
I am. I'm gonna punch it.
There's just a lot of small spiders.
As I'm just gonna leap and wallop it with as big a punch as I can
Cool,
land.
so you can't see, so I don't have to describe anything to you.
But I can hear.
Yeah.
Does
I
it
got
squelch?
the accurate hearing. I can punch it at the very least.
Yeah, no, you've got accurate hearing. Allie's infrared's gonna reveal some things here.
That is a 20 dirty. Dirty 20.
20 will hit something. As you hear a crunch. And Allie, what you see with your infrared is this mass dissipates. And
Everybody run.
and to the floor falls a single spider. The infrared tracking hundreds of sets of these footsteps.
God, it's a mother.
Was a mother.
It's not one massive spider. It's like 99 tiny spiders.
So I can take down.
You're up there in the air, just fucking Kingdom Hearts, Sora midair combos, where he loses no momentum. But you crash one into a pulp and fall and land. It's like the corpse lands and then Rin on the corpse. That superhero take a knee landing. But the spiders, they don't engage.
I'm feeling a lot of feelings right now.
Let's pick a path and start walking.
We already picked a path.
Well, let's keep going. Yes.
You are not alone.
Thank you.
We are here with you, and we will protect you, and you will protect us.
Yep.
Let's keep going.
Headband up.
Nice.
The only bright side so far is we don't have any ulterior thing than just find Adelheid and dispense.
Knock the
justice.
hell out of her. Let's go.
Let's get a marching order and an intent behind motion.
I'm in front. Because these passages are not large enough for us to travel side by side.
Correct. They're winding and tight.
Yeah, so I'll go in front because then you can jump over me if you need to.
I'll be second.
I guess I'm third now. I do want to be. Are you going to be glancing behind us, or should?
I'm going to be watching in all directions wherever it is I stand in the line, but I would vote somebody with a higher toughness and or dodge than I have standing at the back in case we get hit from
Well, you're going to have to choose toughness or dodge.
Yes,
Because these two are
or the other end.
seesaws.
Yes. But I would vote to put me as third
Okay.
or second and one of you guys as last, because if I get hit, I don't have as much to withstand the hit.
I'll take the rear.
Okay.
Sorry, important
1, 2,
business thing.
4, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, one more time so I can write that down.
Number 1.
Okay?
Then
Number
you.
Okay.
Then her.
Okay, got it.
Then her.
Yep. Figured that one out. Process of elimination.
And then Ryan.
Who? Imagine. I've debated doing that. It's just putting them on a team and not telling you guys. Like
You
putting
hear
them on
5
your
minute
team and not
heartbeats?
telling you.
It would be appropriate
Guys.
for his power.
Yeah, no, I've done it with teams you've been against before.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, where it was like, oh, we're
the
only
last
against.
villain there.
Yeah, the last villain there where it was other students. who had set up time and silly shenanigans. But this is much more thematic. As speaking of thematic, hold on. I gotta get some ambient sound going.
I love a good spooter.
I love spouters.
You're about to put on some skittering noises.
Yeah.
I don't. Ilona does not like spiders.
Neither do I. Sarah's not a fan either.
Does this make
Is this a red X card or a?
No, this is not a red X card. Just
The skittering
Just a
noises
spine
might be a
chill.
bit much, unfortunately.
Huh?
Maybe not skittering sounds
Okay.
would be the request.
Okay. If I hear skittering, I will turn it off.
Thank you.
okay.
If you want, I got a song that I can pull up for you. That
Spooky, scary spiders, I guess.
This is just little background noise. So.
Biting all your wings with fangs.
What? I don't want it. There's only 2 wings.
And poison most sublime.
Debated it. This is just quiet noise to chill your souls.
I can't be chilled. I am made of chill.
Now,
Would
chill's
she
one of
be
your
waiting in one
flaws.
spot?
I
It
know.
feels like a trap sort of thing more than.
We're encountering plenty of traps. Question is whether or not the spider will come to the prey or wait for us to get to her.
we were already stuck in the first, and just little ones came then. So
Was that noise right there too much, Sarah?
No.
The maracas.
It was good.
Okay. I don't think it'll ever be more than that, and I can tone it down a little bit.
I'm just going to imagine a spider with maracas for those sounds. It's not spiders moving, it's just one on the side like.
Have you ever seen peacock spiders where they do
Yes, where they're doing
that?
that.
Is maracas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's totally
And I love
appropriate.
the one that goes around every Christmas where it's them playing instruments and they're playing a song. They're so cute.
So they did a mashup of Zelda and Crypt of the Necrodancer, and all the bosses have musical themes. So Goma
remember this.
becomes Gomaracas.
Yep.
I love that. Okay.
Okay.
And so we proceed forward through this cavern, these flickering candlelights gracing you with the gift of vision every so often. But there's definitely a rhythm to them. Not a dance floor boogie rhythm like Solar Flare in his ridiculous persona.
But you could easily get highway hypnosis.
Yes. And this is absolutely something where if you're not paying attention, you will get lost in the flicker. And so you guys make your way forward to this winding catacomb, this cavern twisting this way and that.
Hair stuff.
Okay, court fixing hair stuff. And eventually, the lights just stop. You reach a point where if you continue forward, it is in darkness.
Oh.
Bye.
And this phone lights pop out.
I'm not going to turn a phone light on.
Okay. So I'm treating this as total concealment, and every phone light will up your visibility by 1 rank.
I'm personally not
So 2 phone lights.
skitter or no. I'm keeping my infravision
Infrared.
on
Yep.
because that's more helpful.
Basically, everywhere you go, you see the traces of something. Sometimes something the size of what you've encountered, sometimes something smaller, and every now and then, as you guys take a moment to stop, you feel like just something on the back of your neck, or like that feeling when you've seen a spider in your apartment, and then
so
the
you-
rest of the night is you think there's a spider on you. It's that sense of dread and fear and discouragement continuing forward.
Yeah, Robin's Bear has not gone down.
If you can ever justify it, I'll allow it, but
I haven't seen a justification yet.
Yep,
You're a
that's,
point for bug spray.
that's a consideration.
I'm covered in off, actually.
Yeah, no, I took a bath in Raid this morning. I'm not gonna survive the day, but
But I will survive the dungeon.
Neither will the bugs.
neither will the bugs. So total darkness before you, but Allie, with your infrared, you can guide down a tunnel. You just might have to take a more lead position.
Ren, let's switch spots. I can see.
Uh.
Hands on shoulders, conga line.
Do you have to be in front?
It's either that or can I do hands on shoulders with Ren and just
You
point
could,
her?
you could kind of navigate her
Could I
a little
just,
bit.
Could I just
Plus, Rin
steer
can
her?
see in the dark. She can't see in the dark. She can hear in the dark, but
She can
We
echolocate.
can all hear in the dark.
So our order is now Rin, Allie, Isaac, Robin.
And just turn.
and that
And
headband comes
Robin is hand back, eyes on our 6.
Sure. Yeah. So Robin's moving back at what I'll effectively call an impaired, not impaired. Yeah.
Vulnerable?
She'll float for it.
Oh, she's
So
floating
she's
for it?
basically being dragged along.
Oh.
But
She's a
being-
balloon. Yeah.
That's cool. Cool. That negates the speed penalty I was going to impose.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you guys, basically, when you reach your first crossroads, you hear that skittering.
I'm watching for.
You don't see it.
Okay.
You just hear it. And that laughter echoes through one more time.
Which way did it come from?
It's a cavern.
Okay.
I have accurate hearing. You do. Go ahead and make me a perception check with your accurate hearing. That's a natural 20, so that comes out to a 28. Yeah, second to the right. That way.
Cool. Going with it.
I trained for 3 sessions to be able to do this. You did. And it's paying off.
Yeah,
This would be a lot harder without it.
Uh-huh.
I've got my map as it goes from developed coal mining structure to cave as the presence of humans is becoming less and less. And it's up to you whether or not you'd like to point out the skeleton hanging off the wall, just pinned there by webs, its jaw kind of
Keep walking.
I'm perfectly blinded,
and
so
no one else can see it.
Uh-huh.
But
even if one of these fools shines a phone light on it, I can't see
There's
it.
enough discouragement going around as is,
Mhm.
and I'm going to just hope that, like, it wasn't some student who failed a class. There's only 149!
They critiqued their costume design. They're
No,
like,
it's
"Oh,
somebody
this
who
is
didn't
garbage."
Someone who didn't pass the interview.
That's even worse.
Oh my god! Yeah, you didn't get accepted into our school, so we're gonna kill you.
We're gonna test
They
our villain
They
layers
died
on
in
you.
the process.
I think we've got a comment floating over there.
Oh.
Technical
viewing?
difficulties?
Oh, not anymore.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I think he's remarking on the fact that we had technical difficulties, but we got past them.
Oh, I didn't even know we had any.
You literally posted that we had some.
I
Oh,
had some.
the reason we started late. Yes? No?
I just said we were starting late.
Oh well. Moving forward.
We head out!
We'll see if
maybe
that's
it's
in.
done. Okay, my mouse is working again.
Okay, so we. Yes.
Huh?
Ilona. Yes.
Oh, stream was popping in and out.
We are not dropping too many frames, so
Weird.
it's not at least on the encoding end.
Okay.
Could
Well,
be.
we'll keep going because we don't know what we're doing. We know what we're doing to a degree, but otherwise we're just it's there.
We're just hanging out in a cave.
Yeah. We're hanging
Yeah.
out in a cave.
With
Tunnels.
skeletons.
And you guys, as you're scanning your phone lights, you see it when
Yeah.
you come by it. There's a skeleton just.
There's no heartbeat.
Well, very faintly you can begin to hear one.
I'm just gonna try and keep following, because I'm worried that if I say something out loud, it'll move again.
Mhm.
So just gonna keep guiding in the right direction towards it.
Mhm. And
When we seem to be like close though, I will say something.
yeah, absolutely. And so every surface is, like I said, kind of coated in this infrared, and you guys are scanning the walls. And I'll need a visual perception check from the two of you, because the way Allie is seeing is actually preventing her from seeing something right
20.
now.
2.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay. And if it's under 10, make sure to add 10.
So that'll be 14 plus 4 is 18.
18 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
So 22, as you're moving forward, Isaac, you're towards the back, but you're keeping a good eye out, and your phone light's extending just far enough forward that you can see kind of a little bit of the ground where there's just a little bit of displacement in a line of dirt.
I tense and pull back a little bit.
And you point out the displacement to the group. describe to me what you're doing as a player, please.
I would like to take out one of the pebbles and not augmenting it at all, just tossing it forward over the line.
Okay, you toss it over the line, and the ground kind of as that happens, and you see just this form skitter out, and it's like it might contact with you all for a moment before realizing like you've tricked it. It doesn't have the intelligence to know you've tricked it, but it has the intelligence to know that it doesn't have prey. That it can trap, and so it's going to try and come down. I'm just gonna do a contested agility check with Rin.
Fuck. 21.
21 will exceed, and you go ahead and basically crush it in its own trapdoor.
Ever forwards.
No, that sounds like another one.
And so we continue. Isaac.
And I type it out on the phone and show the phone screen. Pass up, show the phone screen. I have an idea. I can float us. Feet wouldn't touch the ground.
Did the thing come out from underneath or from the
It's a
above?
trapdoor spider from the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was a Skulltula kind of a deal.
What?
Zelda.
Oh, okay.
The ones that come from the ceiling and eat you.
So, what were the responses of the idea?
You can
of
physically
I'm
just
good.
communicate, guys.
We're worried something else is going to
No,
hear us.
I know. I trust that you are communicating silently in character. You do not have to spend the time doing the motions of texting.
Okay.
Thank
We're
you.
actually going to sit here
Getting
texting
into
each
it.
other.
Robin.
No, please get into it, but also no need.
Robin
to spend time.
responds, "I'm good."
Yeah, Robin's already floating.
Yeah, and she's just like hovering.
I'd like to stay on the ground, but I'm not married to staying on the ground.
You're in an open relationship with Say on the ground,
Pretty much.
and the boundaries are loose.
You would need to lead us then so that way I could still spot and steer.
So we just have to switch.
We'd have to switch some
arrangement.
positions. And also, I know that we're getting closer to another heartbeat, whether it'll hide something else that's close by and I don't like it. Whether we're getting close to her or just another really big spider, I'll know as I get closer. Or when we see it.
So, what do you think?
Okay, I have to ask, are you doing that for like effect or to say that something is close?
Perfect.
Okay.
Is it too much for you, Sarah?
I know it's just confusing to know if you're being like something's approaching or just there are things on the wall.
I'll tell you mechanically if something is changing in game.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is me doing ambience because this is the easiest ambience of my life.
Thank you. I'm now less confused as a player.
Mouseketeers running down a hallway.
Skitter, 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 skitter. I think it's a good idea.
It's easier than throwing pebbles every 2 feet.
So you're already flying yourself, but you're gonna need to make fort saves.
You guys can choose to fail.
Wait, the fort state is to not be sick, correct?
Yeah.
It's just impaired while we're all together in the air. As soon as combat happens, I'm dropping you.
Okay, well, I got a 20 anyway.
Yeah. It just, you've already felt what it feels like to have gravity just, because it doesn't, it's not a gentle float. It is shift axis back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to make it not go fast.
Oh, it's seasickness.
Fort save.
Is what you're doing. Is you're making things seasick. I did not pass that fort save. I throw up.
We're just like, uncalled for.
Sure.
And it will go away as soon as we get released.
Yeah,
I don't like
she's
roller
going
coasters.
ahead and committing to that momentum transfer.
There's enough things happening. Sorry.
So our floating order.
1, 2,
I hope they edit that
3, 4.
out.
Okay, I'm third now.
I really hope they edit that out.
They won't. Just redeem yourself.
And even though I'm basically chained to Isaac, do I still have to make the same
I
fort
don't
save?
think so because I'm not gripping. Like, if
Yeah,
you're
he's
just
not
chained
gripping.
to
You're
it,
just
I'm not.
you're just in contact. So your hand is doing this.
Okay.
Normally you would be anchoring us,
Yeah.
but since you are specifically light right now, you are not.
Yes.
Yeah, and your hand's just doing this gentle sway on his form. And so you guys continue forward, listening to that heartbeat, listening to the occasional... Yes, Cole. Give into the darkness.
The ASMR though. The S is for spider.
The A is all for spider. The M is for more spiders, and the R is for
Run,
Release spiders!
really?
Release the spiders!
Release the spiders! And you guys make your way into this large underground lake sort of area. There's no candlelight, but there's enough somewhere natural light is coming in so that you can see the murky...
It's slime mold.
It's a gelatinous cube. You can see the murky surface of the still water, the quiet, steady... of water just dripping into the lake. And Allie, it is easy as you're looking everywhere. Your infrared lighting everything up in this crimson, swath. To see just sitting by the lake this massive form, this lower half arachnid carapace, 8 legs connected and planted in the earth, but sitting cross-legged. Imagine that awful thing. And from the theoretical, front bit of the spider up, the Drider-like form of Abelhide. Just sitting there, patiently sipping on some tea and looking out over the lake.
Oh no, she has the tea powers too.
She just T-poses at us. Can you imagine that though with 8 legs? It's the most dominant
4 down, 4
exactly,
out.
the most dominant T-pose ever.
I think you're the only one who can see that. There's no lights on there?
Since she's making sound, I can determine where she is and what she's
Yeah.
doing.
Well, we
Sipping
found her.
tea.
Sipping tea by Alexa.
You're the one who's directing
Yeah, just
us.
we
Yeah.
did in fact find her. She's by the lake. I don't know how well you guys can see it. Or if she's seen us. She probably has.
Don't we
More
have her
likely she's trying to sense us.
Don't we have her cell phone lights out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she can probably just look.
Well,
That's okay. So one of our 2 lights is off.
I can't. Do you want me to turn it off?
Oh, I'm not sold in either direction. I'm just saying if it's on, she can see us.
hello. She was looking at me.
Hello.
She was already watching me, Sean.
Her voice echoes through the caverns. Not loud, but loud enough so that it has that reverb behind you. Hello.
You seem to have gotten very lost in your caverns.
I've noticed.
Curious DM, or curious player to the DM. Were we as students given anything on these villains, or a reason why we're going after these villains, or just told you're going into a villain's lair?
Some groups were told what to do.
Oh, we were just good luck?
Yep.
Nice.
You were just good luck.
All right.
Turn
So
my
this might-
phone light off.
This might just be somebody's home.
It technically is.
Exactly.
We have to determine if they're an asshole, though.
We're about to be that. Please continue with negotiations, because you're the only one that she knows for sure is here.
I'd like to fly up and see if this underground lake, how high up it goes.
Yeah, so in the dark, you start to float your way up, and you hit the ceiling.
Oh.
How far was it?
It's tough to tell given the sensation of numbness crawling across your
Can I
back.
tell? I got distance sense. How
And
far
d-
up is she?
And with
The two
accurate
of you-
hearing,
you hear
the thud.
it's not a thought, it's just it's like getting caught in a brush.
Oh no.
And you are stuck approximately like 30 feet up.
Oh, that's not high at all. Oh, that's
No.
small.
Mhm.
That is small.
And in the dark, you just see.
I did
Can
say
I help
we.
you?
I did say we got a little lost.
You clearly did. You're in someone else's home.
Sorry to have intruded. I'm Angel. Well, I don't know about handshakes, but
You don't know about handshakes.
I do know about handshakes. Just some people don't like to be touched, so I don't mean to intrude upon that.
Well, you'd have to come here for a handshake.
Are you hurt? Are you not able to walk?
I like my view.
It is a nice lake, though I'll be honest, a little bit cramped for me. Is there some way that I can really free my friend so we can maybe find a way out, or just get her down, or...
Why would you want a way out? You've come into my home.
I don't mean to intrude. I didn't know how much of your privacy we had tread upon. Or clearly all of it, but... While I'm talking out, the rest of you figure something out.
So Allie is going to talk to her for a bit.
I'm sitting here
And it
making
is
uncomfortable
pleasant
stuff.
conversation. She invites you over for tea. What were you guys doing? You were raising a hand.
Yes, I would like to retrieve, like, some of my pebbles and use my actual throne mastery to chuck some at her.
So
I'm trying to have tea.
I'm here for a good time.
you're not going to
a
have a
long
lot
time.
of room this way.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have to be like a...
It'll be
like a skipping a pedal.
It'll be an underhand toss.
Even then, you don't have room back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can flick it, you can sharpshoot it, you can skip it.
Stick
but-
it in her mouth and do.
Even could do that.
Mastery.
But basically, your back, your hair, and like your
Mhm.
waist are stuck against this wall.
Okay.
And just consider any range of motion from that perspective.
Okay. Then
We've got conversation happening.
more
Thanks,
of like
guys.
a that kind of thing.
Roll to hit something you can't see.
Yep.
Oh no.
I don't anticipate this will go well. But I'll at least be drawing aggro to somewhere else. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That is going to hit her dodge, even with the vision penalties.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Everything okay on that end, Dex?
Just somebody stopped by and was like, "Hey, just being supportive." I was like, "Thanks." That's it.
Okay, cool. I just saw the stream paused, so I was double checking. But I get what it was. You're looking at the chat and not playing our stream back on our stream, because that would create a feedback loop.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Okay.
I think we don't have screen cap.
So she makes a toughness check and she succeeds. As you in the darkness, you just see
It is a DC 23.
she succeeded.
Okay, cool.
God.
Just making sure.
That was very rude of you.
It was! Robin! Sorry.
And so
Lady!
so you look up, and in a rush of motion, these 8 massive legs
Holy!
make their way onto the ceiling.
Oh no.
Can you
I
stop those?
anticipated this.
Oh no.
And in front of you is Adelheid,
Oh, I thought it was other spiders.
but wearing this mask that looks like a maw. Mandibles moving within it.
So cool.
And just everyone else, there's this every maybe 10 seconds
Using that, I can echolocate this room.
this drip of this vicious substance from about where Robin is.
You are a notorious villain. We are here to stop you.
And then Rin's feet are going to begin planting themselves.
Make me a will save, and if you succeed the DC, I'm removing your fear.
I hope so.
You are a notorious villain! No, I got more. Save yours.
I'll take it from the player first, as everyone proffers. So make sure to add 10.
Okay.
That's a 19.
Plus your will?
Plus 4 is 23.
Yeah, so you're no longer impaired. As you convince yourself with that
You're a
statement.
notorious villain.
It's all the info we were basically given, so.
And she simply responds, "And what have I done?"
Fuck.
Yeah.
She
Well,
just leans closer.
You have killed, you have poisoned, you have hurt our friends and innocent people, and we are here to stop you. I think I said that
Do we have the wrong person?
No.
Okay. So
That's all I needed.
Roll for
Rin.
initiative, yeah.
Roll for a new one?
I basically just gotta roll hers.
Okay, cool.
And then some extraneous.
Oh,
things.
good.
all the other things.
already. Sarah, do you mind getting me some more tea?
All the.
After I knock
Bah.
mine over, yes. Details. But
What? Really quick. I don't have these written down. Your hero name
G-force.
and yours.
Gravitas.
I forgot that, which is why I killed your actual
Yep.
one.
I'm literally writing them down so I don't
I mean,
do that.
technically you just learned it today, so that's fair. And you settled on uppercut?
I am uppercut. Yes.
I am uppercut.
I am uppercut.
And would you mind getting me a cup of water before we begin this? Not in that.
I didn't know if it was empty or not.
Even if it was, not in that, because it would have leftover tea stuff.
No.
That's really watered down.
Anyone enjoying the stream, thank you for popping in. We appreciate your company, whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are. Because, past, present, future.
However you are.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're doing okay. If not,
Yeah.
Join us. Have some story time.
Have some fun.
As the heroes are now face to face with
Spooky,
A
scary
spider.
spider
proper
lady.
menace. So, her turn. Like I
Oh
said.
no!
Yep. On top of that initiative order,
Ooh.
beat your 22.
Oh my!
Very good roll.
God.
Very good roll.
Undoubtedly.
Mm-hmm.
I also have an agility of 2, so.
Yeah. These mandibles just gently gestating in front of you. They salivate, and this ichor drips down, almost landing on your allies below. The notorious villain, you say. Kills, poisoned, murdered. All correct. Tell me why I shouldn't do the same to you.
You're welcome to try.
And you watch as the mandibles of the mask open to reveal her mandibles. So, spider mouth open. It looks like ripping a face off. And then her mandibles, just larger, come out of that. And she goes, "Okay." And she's going to make a bite attack against you.
Okay.
Make a toughness check.
Rin is going to interpose.
Yep.
As she plants her feet on fucking Angel's back and is like, "Look what you got us into," and launches herself up to basically grabbing onto Robin's shoulders and just taking this fucking bite.
Okay, make a toughness check for me.
9!
Did you keep the knife?
Plus a lot more than that! That's a 22.
22.
What's she got?
Let's see.
Is it poison?
22 beats the 21 on the toughness check for this. These fangs, they pierce your skin, but your muscle is kind of pushing them out, and you're face to face with this, like I said, ripped open face and maw. You can see just
I
enough.
can't see anything.
Oh right, yeah, you can't see anything.
Try and scam me, bitch.
and you don't have to make the fortitude save because no damage was dealt. It is
I
your
metabolize
action,
the poison
It is your action as you're
immediately.
gripping onto the shoulders
And
of
then
your
those
ally.
2 feet come back, and I just rabbit kick the shit out of Vitalhide, I hope to God. Do it!
That's a 15.
15 does not exceed her parry.
I don't doubt it. I'm just kind of monkey barring.
Yeah.
her dodge isn't that good from what. You were able to hit her when in concealment, so her
Mhm.
dodge might not be that good.
But
Maybe a
Parry
ranged
makes
stuff.
sense. She's got a lot of legs.
Yep. Yep. And she might be in favored terrain. Robin,
Yes.
it is your action.
Oh boy.
And I'm currently hanging off of you.
So you are. Just a quick question. Is right below me ground or is it water?
Ground.
Okay, cool. I would like to attempt to make myself hyperdense to rip myself off of the webs.
So, what does your weight what's your total weight as a result?
About about 300 pounds.
So rank, how many ranks do you increase it by?
2.
Okay, so you go to 400 pounds.
Hey.
Because
Okay.
everything doubles. And your base weight rank is 1. So 400 pounds means the DC toughness check for something of that weight falling would be
Depends on how distance. It's always
30
4
feet.
plus the rank fallen. So if you're
Okay.
saying 4 plus, or I should say 4 plus double the rank fallen, it'd go up to 8 if you're doubling it and putting it attached. If her
I'm basically treating it like, because it's sort of an on the fly solution, I'm basically using that as the check.
so her weight went up to rank 2,
4.
went up to rank 4.
Yes.
So then it would
Or,
be
I'm sorry, rank 3.
rank 3. Okay, so 3 times 3, it'd be a total damage rank of 10
Okay.
if we're treating
So
it as fall damage.
go ahead and make a check. Just roll and add 10, and I'm adding something behind my screen
Okay.
to see if you break the tensile strength of her webs.
Ooh.
Would you like to spend a hero point before I announce the outcome of the roll? I don't know what the number is yet.
No.
What's the total number?
Total is 13.
Okay, 13 is definitely not enough.
I know.
As you feel, so what it is, it's not a total failure.
Mm-hmm.
You're heavy enough that you might fall out of these webs, but you're not going to fall out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give you a specific timer on that,
Mm-hmm.
but you're starting to sink just a little. It's not imperceptible, but it almost is.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn order goes to Isaac.
Go quickly get that phone out again, because she's up there, and if other people can see her, she's visible up there. So
I mean, nobody can see her. You're blindfolded. You have infrared. Your phone light's off.
you described the mandibles and stuff. To
Yeah,
Robin.
basically this close. It's like coming out from the darkness into your very limited visibility.
This isn't what she looks like. We're just imagining it all.
Okay, well,
It's-
I'm gonna do the fun thing.
Like I said, there's dim natural light, so when you're close to her, you can see her. Is what it is. You cannot see her where you're currently at.
Okay. Thankfully, the sounds of struggle up
Yes,
there will
you
be
can.
something
You
to
can.
target.
You can vaguely guesstimate.
I'm still gonna press the buttons on the phone and rock it up as you hear "Falling Back to." As a standard action, I'd like to buff my allies.
With leadership.
Yep. Or inspire.
Yeah. So
As
everyone
the-
gets a +5 to their next roll.
As the absolute ridiculousness of "we are in the darkness. Why is this light attempting to shine?" and use
He's a hero.
extra effort to make an unarmed attack as I get up to that point, and that's conceded.
Okay. Are you going to suffer the fatigue penalty, or are you going to?
It is fatigued, just hinders you, and that's not gonna. I took one rank higher of flight than I need.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
cool. You can just
like-
work at that level.
Yeah.
It makes sense for Isaac.
And I'm gonna make an accurate attack.
At a plus what?
It's just a 2, the maximum I can go.
Okay.
Because I don't have the.
Well, you
advantage.
can do +1 or +2, so you always have to announce.
Okay. 2, and that brings me to a total of 31.
31 hits.
By how many degrees?
That's going to hit by 2 degrees.
Okay. So then I think it is going to be a DC 14 toughness check.
She's going to exceed at that.
Okay.
And describe to me, please, as you come up here. You said you turned a light on?
No.
Okay.
Because that, I would, except I have to choose one thing to do on my phone.
Yep. And it's
And
play
that's
the
the
song.
thing I want to do.
Okay.
The fun thing rather than the. And yeah, I'm just going to make that damage, and I'm not going to spend a hero point yet because there might be more fun things to
You
do.
said make that damage?
Attempt at making that.
Yeah.
damage.
What's the save on it?
She had made DC 14, which should be
She
decent.
had exceeded on that. Yes.
Absolutely. And then now that we are up in the air, I'm going to take the prone condition in case she has ranged attacks, and that is my turn.
Okay, and then I'm gonna give you this right away, as you go to grab her, and canonically, like rules wise, it's her parry that stopped. Like you hit her.
Mm-hmm. But it's a parry that prevented damage.
It was her toughness that prevented damage. Like you grabbed her, but you didn't inflict any of the damage. As you make this unarmed strike, and I'm handing you that hero point as the complication is basically she is a mother spider, and her entire back is covered in these babies.
Oh!
A good few of them are going to swarm over you. A good few of them are now going to swarm over everyone in range. So this is
down here.
a reflavoring for a multi-attack that takes place out of her initiative from her summon. So these minions are going to attack the 3 of you, because you're the 3 viable targets. Robin,
Yes.
Kay,
I'm sorry.
Isaac, Isaac's fine, and Rin. Yeah. So the two of you are getting hit as these spiders. This is the equivalent, like I said, of multi-attack. It's not. It is its own entity. It is not Adelheid. This is a swarm of spiderlings. It can be assessed and handled in unique and different ways, but this is not a swarm mechanically as per Dungeons and Dragons, which we owe it's Pathfinder. So the toughness checks from the two of you. 20?
14.
Okay, that's gonna
Including
suffer.
the buff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you include your buff?
25.
I think this pops the buff.
19.
So the two of you are both fine as these spider bites try and pierce you, and they don't even get through your parry as you start swatting them off as they're coming over. But it seems like an overwhelming, unrelenting horde of these spiderlings. They're smaller than the ones from before. And Allie, looking up, you just watch this eruption of red. And it is your turn, Allie.
I'm not going to stare at the ceiling with my mouth open, I'll tell you that much.
Oh!
Just a steady.
I'm going to just go for a blast. Because
Are you going to try and target Adelheid or the swarm of spiders?
if I'm able to target the swarm without hitting...
You don't have any area effects, so you can target.
You can target very precisely. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I don't
Unless
wanna
you
hit-
have an area of effect attack, you don't have to worry about hitting your allies.
Okay. Then... have they bloomed red over my allies or
Over your
everywhere in the cave?
Over your allies.
Then I'm going to aim for Mom.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
Mama
versus her
dearest.
dodge.
15 plus your 5 gets me to 20, plus my 6 is a 26.
26 is hit by 3 degrees.
Nice.
Though yours don't matter by degrees of hit. I think Isaac's the only one who has an escalating.
You got multi-attack too, I think.
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay, just take down.
I have an affliction.
So that's a hit.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
You
Please.
consider taking
It's a
it.
DC 20, I believe it's...
Toughness?
Yeah, the toughness.
She's going to fail by 1 degree, so she suffers her first wound.
And specifically, I don't pull it from anywhere, or it's very dramatically, I'm using myself.
Yeah.
And like the blood I have carried with me, rather than pulling it from someone else,
Absolutely. It comes.
my
it
first
comes
attack
out,
is,
yeah.
it's coming from me. I'm not using
What's
somebody
good,
else's
Angel?
It's coming from one of the pouches we
blood.
went
One of
into.
my pouches that I have, the supply I brought, rather than somebody else.
Absolutely, and you go ahead and throw this splash of blood up at Adelheid, and it, like the people who can see her face, you watch as it kind of strikes the.
What's something that eats spiders? Lots of things, but like specifically.
It strikes like
Froppy.
basically from under it's coming up, and she's upside down, so it strikes the crown of her head, and then just begins dripping back down, and like you saw it kind of strike her, and she just looks down at the ground and jumps. It's like this movement. She's here. She compresses her legs and she bounds and turns and like pivots midair, lands and skitters over to you.
Hi.
That wasn't very nice. And
Netta
you
was
see
eating
these-
my friends.
Well, I haven't eaten them yet.
You're trying to.
Yes.
I'm curious though, what would you have poisoned the tea with if I drank it?
Good call. She's gonna try and bite you. Ren, would you like to interpose?
They have to hit for me to interpose.
It's entirely likely my parry's not
That's
great.
a hit.
I interpose.
As
As she darts off and does this fanciful spin thing, then she talks, and Ren is like, oh, right there. And boom.
Yep. And these fangs are gonna come into you. Your toughness check, please.
13.
You're gonna go ahead and suffer a wound and make a fortitude save for me.
Is it against poison?
Yep, and you're immune to poison.
Nice. You
As it very visibly metabolizes out of
Yeah,
Ren
there's
immediately.
this poisonous mist coming off your
He
shoulder.
does a little
As
skull.
her mandibles sink in and withdraw very quickly, you feel the injection, because that's what mandibles do. They're basically big syringes. You feel this.
A snack.
sizzles off of you. And she goes, well, I like meat whether I've tenderized it or not. And then she's gonna extra effort.
Ren's like jerky.
And she's gonna reach up and pummel as her legs are coming in. As she is making a single target multi-attack. She's going to exceed your parry, so go ahead and make a toughness check. As these It's just coming from so many angles so quickly. These 4 crushing legs.
Oh, that one's a 20.
20. So you are,
dirty 20.
Okay, you are going to suffer 1 wound, basically, as it's just raw punch, pummel, pummel. And that is going to be her action as it moves to Rin.
All right. I am going to first roll fake out, and then I'm going to power attack -5.
Okay.
So that fake out is coming through. First, I have to roll to hit that with an 18 against parry.
Remind versus parry.
18 versus parry.
18 versus parry does not succeed.
Does not succeed, so the fake out fails. As basically Rin, she jumps and fakes that rabbit kick. As instead, it's just going to plant on Allie's shoulders and just.
Yep.
Both fists.
Power attack -5, you said. So
Yeah, so that's a 9.
9 does not exceed her parry.
Can I spend a hero
Yes.
point for her to reroll it?
Yeah,
Since
I told
you're
you.
planted on me.
And this will be your reminder. During the entire examination, you can spend hero points for any of your allies. Yeah.
It's a 13.
13 is not going to exceed.
I
Yeah.
try to stabilize with my wings, but it doesn't really help.
That's really all that happens is Rin pistons her body and pushes both of us a little into the ground. Just
Yep. And then after Rin, we have Robin. You are falling, and you can make a free insight check to know when you will
peeling
finally.
off
I
the
would
ceiling
like
like
to
a
do
band-aid.
that.
As you have spiders crawling all over you. By the way, there's still spiders on you.
Hey, nice!
You came down with spiders.
Oh god, Ren, get him off!
So
They're
the
mine.
total is 32.
Yeah, you're gonna fall off at the end of your turn. At the end of this turn.
Specifically at the end of this
Yes.
turn? Awesome.
So this turn you are still stuck in this web, but then you're falling.
I would like to then ready an action to fly and grab onto Adelheid.
You'd like to fly and
grapple attack.
grapple Adelheid?
Yeah.
You'd like to grapple Adelheid. Okay.
No, I don't need to I'm not trying to pin her. I'm just trying to get on her so I can affect her.
Land on her, touch her, grapple her. There are mechanical things I need to know.
Okay, land on her.
She is large enough that you can do that.
Okay,
You would like to just land on her.
that's my readied action. Is
Okay.
well, I suppose to land on her and attempt to give her decompression sickness.
You cannot perform a move and a standard as
Okay,
a
I
held
didn't
action.
think so, but yes, my thing is to land on
you
her.
fall from the ceiling and
Well, no.
land elegantly on her back.
If she wanted to fall on her and make an attack, I would allow it.
Ooh.
I am hyperdense, so then yes, I would like to do that instead.
The
Fall
attack
on
will
her.
be you falling on her.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Full stalactite.
Yeah, you're making a stalactite attack at the end of your turn.
Tight.
So she's gonna make a toughness check, and you are that rank, and so DC parry toughness. Remind me, falling objects. You know those
Dodge.
rules better than I do. Dodge.
Dodge for falling object, right?
Dodge has to be, what effect rank are you in this stage?
She's a weight of 3.
Okay, so then it'd be DC 13, dodge check. If she passes, no damage.
She passes on the nose, and ties go to offender. So you hit. She rolled a 13.
And then now she would just make a toughness check against 18? DC 18?
If we're doing fall
Yeah, fall
damage,
attack
4
damage.
plus double the
So
rank.
DC 20.
Yeah.
She.
No, that would be...
DC 25 if we're doing damage rank 10.
Right,
Yeah.
because 15 plus.
So
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
15
yeah.
plus. 15. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm my headspace was in afflictions because of her poison,
Ah.
which is 10 plus.
Yeah, that's right.
So DC 25. She is dazed,
nice.
Nice!
and
Good
then
get.
turn order shifts to Isaac and Robin. You still have spiders on you.
Spiders are mama.
Mama.
We're just gonna call her Mama Adelheid.
I wish to perform a +2 accurate attack against Adelheid, and using now, since the theme song is going, to turn my light on so I can see.
For sure.
Nat 20, so that's a total of 34.
Yeah, absolutely. A nat 20 always hits. Are you increasing the effect rank, or are you adding
going-
effect, or doing an alternate effect?
I don't know what the alternate effects would be.
Alternate
effects
effects
are
is
power
anything you can
stunts.
justify.
Power stunts you can justify, and you don't have to extra effort for them.
I don't have any
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
Because
That's fair.
So,
So,
increased effect or added affliction, basically.
it's going to be...
Just say increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going to increase
I'm
the
still
effect
checking.
because I don't have anything prepped.
I will always ask.
So it's going to be a DC 22 because multi-attack goes up, crit goes up. So
Yep.
it's a DC 22 toughness check.
22, but ties go to offender. So she's going to suffer 1 wound.
Nice.
Grab attempt comes in at 15, resisted by dodge or strip.
She's going to succeed her dodge check.
Okay. My turn has ended. I'm going to further move action away.
Because you've got a little movement left.
Yeah, and then to be able to help cover...
And you have move by attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then to help cover
Allie?
Allie. And I don't think she's shown any ranged attacks. So
None yet, yeah. And so she floats down, and then all of the spiders on everyone are going to go ahead and attack. So that's the 3 of you.
Oh, okay.
There's still spiders on you.
Okay.
There are some on the ceiling, and you didn't brush them off. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay out my player toughness stuff. Because she's actually close enough that more of them are going to come off and go ahead and attack Allie as well. So basically, these spiders are...
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, we're face to face with her.
Yep, everyone is.
Hello.
So the ones on Robin are actually going to get a bonus because you're on top of her.
Yeah, that's fair. I put myself
Which
there.
you did put yourself there.
Oh,
That's a complication.
cool.
As you're literally on the back of this mother spider and her spiderlings are trying to eat you. So they're
Kids go to eat.
hits, miss. So our 2 frontliners are fine, as the 2 backliners both need to make toughness checks, and if you fail, this will be a fortitude save on top of it.
Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and spend that.
Just gonna give
Dirty
that
20
Vegas.
for my toughness.
Dirty 20 is fine. You do
Oh,
not.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I'm too busy flailing with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine's a 21.
I love the
21,
term
and you're totally fine. I love the term dirty 20. It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
The spiders cannot pierce through. You guys are swatting them off well enough. They're very small. I mean, they look like large regular spiders. So like tarantula bird eater spider size. Like they're still substantial. They're, yay, because they're bird eaters.
dinner plates.
Yes.
They're dinner plates, but they're not getting through your costume and your you've like been going to the school for a bit. You've got a bit of muscle.
I'll flavor Robin's still hyper dense from the fall,
Yeah, and
so they're just not piercing the skin.
Yeah, no, there's fangs breaking on you. And then it's going to move us to Allie. And after Allie, I have some things.
Oh dear. I want to use my weaken ability. Specifically, I'm aiming for fighting in the hopes that will reduce her parry.
You want to reduce Adelhide's fighting?
Yes.
Okay. You have to roll the hit, and then she has to make a save.
Fortitude
Correct.
save, yes.
Cool. Rolling the save in advance.
That is a 21.
21 hits, and what is the Fortitude DC?
Fortitude DC is 15.
Unfortunately, she beats 15.
Okay.
So you get a grip on that heart bolt, that heartbeat, and as you're listening, even that sounds.
And it makes me drop it. Or I was thinking
In
like
lieu of the pulse, it's like skitters in rhythm.
I tried for it, missed, and hit the children instead.
Yeah, no, there's
little
one,
baby.
one of the non-specific spiders. You did. Spiders actually make really high-pitched noises that we can't perceptibly hear, but Allie can, as you hear as this one splatters open.
Oh good, they scream!
Also,
Yeah.
spiders have open circulatory systems, so that's not a heart, that's just a bag of blood.
Yeah.
Squish, squish.
No, you don't burst a heart. You just you deflate the spider, and it screams. And then it goes up to Adelhide. She's gonna go ahead and she's dazed, so she only has 1 action this turn. I will remove the dazed condition on my tracker, but she's dazed for this turn. This is just so I don't look down and forget.
Yeah.
Adelhide is gonna go ahead and use her move action to leap backwards.
Get back here!
As she right against the edge of the water. And then Lair action. Because we have to have those. This is a villain's lair.
Action.
So this is a group point. I mean, it's a group point no matter what, because you guys are allowed to spend them however you like in these situations.
We rolled
Oh,
heads.
there we forget.
As she pushes her way back to the edge of this lake, and it's not that she takes another action so much as like you begin to hear.
Where?
And Allie, you chance a glance from where you came. As there's this cascade, this rushing surge of spiderlings coming in from the corridor you were in. Those spiders that were on the ceiling in the beginning, you know it's them. They followed you from a distance. They tracked you throughout, and they are coming.
I got this.
Can I tell how many turns away they are?
2.
2, thank you.
in 2 turns, there will be a new terrain effect on this battleground that will be affecting anyone on any surface.
Oh, so me.
It is your action.
Two, I
All
don't
right.
have room to fly.
So
here.
with that accurate hearing, Raina's gonna key into that as well.
Yep.
And she's basically just going to turn from Adelheid and say, "You 3 after the big one," and leap in that direction. And with this leap, as she comes down, it's just a power stunt as I slam it to the ground as hard as I can to create a wall of rock as she slams it up.
So
It's
That's
just
so
what's your damage rank?
cool.
my damage rank
Yes.
is 21.
Okay, so create rank
That'd be a create rank 6.
of 6. So that's a very hardy wall. These spiders will not be able to come through that wall. And that's a very clever solution. You have negated the Lair action.
Nice.
And turn order's going to shift to Robin.
Dang.
Hell yeah.
Rin, you are so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Robin is going to.
Uppercut.
And like, just, Rin, as you do that, your eyes kind of catch this little...
I can't see it.
Yep.
I can hear it.
Yeah, there's a little...
Yeah. You're welcome, America.
As you hear the sound of the camera, like, they maybe even just indicated to you that there was one there since they know you can't see.
As Rin launches this wall up and just full flames.
Robin.
Robin's going to switch from hyperdense to hyperlight and kick off and fly. I want to find the dripping. I want to
dripping
find
water?
the source of
Make
the
it
dripping
make an
water.
insight check right now, please.
Okay.
Oh, of the dripping water.
The dripping
Okay,
water.
I was gonna be like, that was the poison from her mandibles.
No.
Okay. And your phone's out?
I turned my phone light off.
No, I think it's just Isaac has a phone out.
Okay, so you can't see
Or sorry, just
very
G-Force.
well. There's a dim natural light, but
fine.
it's basically like
I want to use hero names when we're in costume.
5 to 10 feet
Okay.
at most.
Then I'll flip out the phone light and search.
Yeah, so
For the
flipping out the
dripping.
phone light reveals that the entire lake above and across is covered in webbing.
Oh,
Okay.
that's useful.
Like, basically, from right
Uh-huh.
behind her, up and out, is this complicated mess of tangled web.
But I don't see, I'm not able to find the dripping, as it were.
It has to be somewhere, but the web is that
It's
thick.
that thick.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was also hard to see without the light,
Yeah,
because it's translucent.
that's fair. Okay. Alright.
Can we turn the AC on for a little bit?
Then yeah, I'm gonna do another like toss of a pebble at her.
At her? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. This is versus her dodge.
This is the dodge. 18.
18's gonna exceed her dodge. Rocker.
Cool. So DC 23 toughness.
She is gonna succeed pretty hard on that toughness check. She rolled a nat 19. As it goes to strike her, and just one of her chitinous legs comes up and like takes the hit, and it's for flavor. Of course, it's toughness. It's not.
Yeah.
Or it's toughness. It wasn't the dodge. She didn't successfully dodge, but that flavor is she basically strikes it out of the air with that leg before crushing it back into the earth, and then turn order shifts to Isaac.
Turn back to Rin, who has sealed the wall.
Yeah.
Just, this is our time to shine.
Yours, go.
No.
Yours, go.
No.
Go!
So, extra effort, and I'm going to use leadership to negate the penalty on you.
What penalty?
If you extra effort again. So that way you
Oh.
can still help fight, I can help you move, and that way we can go
Oh,
punch
my
her.
plan is to interpose back into the combat.
This way you get to fight and punch her this turn.
I can't. I already had a turn.
You
My
can
turn's
take
already
extra
over.
effort to do it
Can
on
I
a
have
standard.
extra effort on other people's turns?
No.
Don't worry, I'll interpose my way over there.
I like the idea, but
I respect
but
the
it,
attempt.
It breaks the parity of initiative, and that is something that, because that feels instinctively wrong, and I don't know the ruling on the fly. I'm gonna go with no.
Okay. Okay.
I like the effort though. I like the idea.
The extra effort in this case.
We're going to... Well, still... I'm spending 1 to inspire
Okay, so everyone get a +5 on your next roll.
the attempt, at least.
Absolutely. How do you inspire?
That. the idea of no, I don't want to go in without you.
Okay, so everyone is kind of motivated by that show of teamwork.
And then I will need to take the extra standard myself.
Okay.
+2 accurate attack, plus 17 or just 17 to hit.
17 to hit versus her parry.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not going to succeed.
Yes.
As her legs are creating this sort of tough barrier around her body. She's very much, if you've seen a tarantula rear up, that's kind of how she's fighting now. And she, at full height, is about 13 feet tall.
Dang.
Then, since we're already pretty much... Nah, she still hasn't had any reason to do ranged attacks, so...
Yeah.
Turns over.
And that puts you likewise there. Then it goes to the minions. So everyone's getting attacked by the spiderlings, because you still have spiderlings on you. So in order, we're going to go Robin. It's going to hit. Allie. It's not going to hit.
Nice.
Isaac, it's definitely not going to hit. And that was nat 1, so I'll even remove the spiders from you.
Yeah.
Because, 1, your parry's crazy high. And 2, that's a nat 1, and it always misses.
You
and
flew so fast they fell off.
I think it's more just his parry's high enough that in addition to stopping them from hitting him, he's getting them off his body. And then against Rin, that's a miss. So I've got 1 hit. Make a
Okay.
toughness check and a fortitude save if you fail.
So the toughness check that I rolled in advance when you said that it hit was a 26.
Yeah, you're fine. These spiders cannot get through you, even though you're like hyper, whatever the opposite of dense is that I'm failing to say. Hyper light.
Light?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You're Ender's gaming this fight. You're hyper light. And the fangs still can't find purchase. Your suit now is doing the heavy lifting for you. And then it goes to Allie.
I want to try that weaken on her again.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll versus her dodge, and then roll. She'll roll her effect or her save.
That is a 20.
What would you like to do with your critical hit? You can add +5 to the effect rank, which is probably the safe choice. You can add a secondary penalty, or you can power stunt.
I just want to make it harder for
Yep.
her to
Yep. So what's
do
the DC?
thing. It'd be a DC 20. Can I
25.
argue?
Because the increased effect.
Increased effect brings it to 20.
Brings it 20.
Oh, okay.
Can I argue, since I have an Inspire on that, but I rolled a 20, can I put his 5 on the DC as well?
No, it's automatically applied.
Okay.
I'm giving it to you there because nat 20 is a success. So I'm not gonna throw his. I was doing it back here, and then you mentioned it out loud. Yes. So she's rolling versus a DC 25,
Nice!
and that's toughness.
Fortitude.
Fortitude. She's gonna succeed by or fail by 1 degree.
So she loses all 5
She
fighting.
fails. She fails, but all 5.
For each point underneath 25, she loses a point of
So
fighting.
she loses 4 points of fighting.
Yep.
I have rank 5.
Well, she only
she
went down
passed.
by 4
Only
points.
went
She
by
failed by 4. Yeah.
Cool.
She rolled a 21 versus your 25.
Nice.
Because the wounds, do they apply to saves as well? I thought they only.
No,
had
just only against damage. If
That's what I
she-
thought.
If
That's
she was
what I
doing
thought.
damage against Fortitude, it would apply to that.
So she's -4 fighting. So let me adjust some numbers real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Because she's not going to be able to cure that anytime soon.
No, it's got
No.
incurable on it
So
specifically.
so what does that look like? As she's reared up, fighting like this crushing blow tarantula, coming in for bites here and there, using her 8 chitinous limbs to defend her frame, and you just see this opening in her. You're right. So this is really weird for you. You hear her heartbeat, but her lower half is also an open
Gross.
circulatory system.
That's awful.
Her heart is actually extra large and extra strong to pump the blood through her body, and then a full cycle through her lower half before coming
Dang.
back up.
That's super cool.
It's disgusting. So
Biologically,
what do you
very
do?
interesting.
It's all flavor because she's losing 4 fighting here.
Since it's subtle, it's not like a huge thing. Allie just sort of holds her hand and twists and just turns it. And with that, it's basically not turning the physical organ, but with the motion reducing its like pumpability. There's not as much blood going through the veins.
You're restricting the strength of the heartbeat.
Yes.
Kink in the hose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I was gonna say.
it's
Is you're
it's
taking the hose up. Yeah,
It's a kink in the hose, but since it's a subtle, I'm not trying to like do a thing. Just
absolutely.
Mortal
Enough.
Kombat.
Yeah, that's gnarly. And you just hear a and a real quick glance, and you see like a camera next to you.
I open my wings very not enough to get stuck to anything, but just enough so that way.
You find that in this moment you have the room to open them.
Cool. It's a flare, like I'm stretching, and then they come back down again with the hopes that everyone saw the stained glass.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we move from Allie to Adelheid, who she is going to go ahead and retreat into her web.
Oh, yay.
She begins skittering back, and it looks like she's walking on air for a moment before you see the thin filaments of web over the lake. And she kind of skitters backwards and then up and disappears from your view, and you're like, what the fuck? And you realize the thick webbing of this nest she's created. Like, you can't see it until you're actually really starting to look at it with this dim light. Yeah. It's that thick. It inhibits your perspective.
Okay, and she's like up in a chimney kind of a deal.
Yeah, she kind of goes up in a chimney and you hear her kind of skittering away, but it's not even a hard skittering anymore. It's soft, and you have accurate hearing, so you know generally she's going back and up.
Okay. It's gonna suck to get to, and I already know it.
Mm-hmm. Rin, it's your action.
I know.
You're gonna have to have someone fly you. Because you can't climb that web.
I also can't see the webs. So Rin is just going to...
Yeah, because you're blindfolded.
Rin is going to move in that direction, and she's going to basically sweep you up by the waist as she continues running, and
What are we
then
doing?
latches you around her,
What are we doing?
and is like, Guardian Angel, let's go!
What are we doing?
And then leaps towards the top of the webs, basically like up and towards the ceiling, not scraping against it, but trying to basically, with
Correct.
Allie's help,
Over-
bank
over.
up and into the chimney.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I
You're
can...
trying to do some precise flying here,
While blind.
while blind.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping Allie will be the eyes of this operation.
So,
Eyes and general steering. Because
I'm just the power.
I'm going to need Allie to make me
sorry.
an athletics or acrobatics of her choice, and Rin make a vehicle check to assist.
Vehicle check. What stat is vehicle?
You tell me.
Separate
So
skill.
shit.
It's
No, I
a
mean-
separate skill.
Vehicle, does it get an ability like dexterity or something?
Is it trained? Is the question.
I'll
No.
call it intelligence.
Intelligence?
In this
Hell
moment.
yeah, I have a +1 to that.
Definitely intelligence.
According to my sheet, though, it's definitely not, and it's dex or stamina.
Really?
Yeah,
Dex
Stamina?
or
For vehicles?
dex then.
dex? Okay,
Okay.
dex.
Shit. Why'd you have to say anything? That's a -1.
And I'm gonna go... Oh,
This is her assist check.
gotcha. I'm gonna go with acrobatics because I have a higher.
Absolutely.
It's a 16.
8 another success.
16, 17, 18 would be my total.
18, yeah. So you are going to have to make a choice. Either throw Rin and keep her momentum going and you get stuck, or Rin gets stuck and you keep going. As you make your way into
I'm gonna
this
throw
web-
Rin.
into this webbing, and you feel one of your webs get caught, and basically you have the choice where you could pivot and have Rin basically spool that web and you could free yourself from it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't go with that. Instead, you use that momentum, that quick sharpness of the web catching your wing,
Mhm.
and you kind of
One
fling.
sticks, and the other I just use to
Yep,
shove her up.
yep. So, Rin, on your turn, you'll get an opportunity to strike at Adelheid again.
Yeah, it's like
As you basically are rocketing after her. And then we are finally to Robin's turn. As that was an out of turn roll, but Rin kind of spent her turn to give it to you, so I'm okay with it.
cool.
I know what I want to do, but I don't think I have enough nail polish remover to do it.
That's hilarious. I want to ruin all the web.
I buy from Costco and only Costco.
My gallon container of nail polish remover that I keep on me at all times.
Kool-Aid container.
I don't know, would paint thinner work? I can argue I've got that on.
No.
No. In which case, I think I'm just gonna take a page from Rin's book and try to rock it in precisely.
Okay,
up
you've
the
got
funnel.
you've got your vacuums that
Yeah.
can help with this. So I'll likewise need you to make. I'm just gonna call this an agility check for you,
Okay.
because this isn't a feat of athleticism or acrobatics. This is a feat of precision
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that you're twisting and not hitting any of the webs. I love how aggressive that dice roll was. You just threw it at the table.
No wonder it landed on a 3.
Nothing lower than a 10, so that's a 15 at base.
16.
16?
Lose a shoe.
You're pretty cake.
Choose to either be, this is a success with a penalty.
Okay.
So, because I don't like outright failures in this system, and I'm trying to move away from them. So, you can either... Okay, I'll put it to you.
Okay.
Do you encounter another spider in her web? Or do you catch right up to her?
I want to catch right up to her.
Okay.
Oh, good fear. That's a good, healthy dose of fear straight into my heart.
And then Isaac, it's your action.
Like an insulin shot.
In the same way that kind of gave up turn to get a move action,
I'll absolutely allow you if you can justify it for anyone else.
I would like to be able to get Rin to do an attack this turn because I have a way to justify propelling her up farther.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. All I'm gonna need you to do is get safely into that funnel.
Okay. Roll that first.
Yeah, for you, it's movement based, so make an agility check again.
Okay.
Just like Robin, it's just twisting your body and contorting and making sure to avoid. If you have acrobatics, go ahead and add it.
21.
Because Isaac specifically studied acrobatic movement, whereas you haven't. You've studied vector based, and this is new that you've got your jets to fix you. So you're still a little clumsy, whereas his is a trained thing. 21 is plenty. So what are you doing to give Rin this attack out of initiative order?
So Rin was thrown up, and I want to just like flavor that she's kind of flipping, sailing through the air, and rocketing up and flipping so that we go feet to feet.
Yeah.
And then just have like almost like eye to eye and have one of those anime moments where it's like inner monologue, but then the other person can hear the inner monologue.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% that's what happens in this moment.
Just that we have different opinions, but I believe in you, and I believe in everything that we both stand for.
And in that moment, you just beep, beep, beep. You see a camera in the web.
And I want
As
to
you...
sacrifice my turn to propel Rin
Yeah,
up to give
absolutely.
Rin the attack.
Yeah, so Rin, you're getting an attack out of initiative order. So go ahead and roll to hit Adelheid.
24, that's a critical hit.
It's a critical hit?
Yes, on an 18.
Because you have improved critical.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's going to be an effect rank of 26.
Cool. Let's see if she can even with her reduced fighting. No, you're gonna hit. So go ahead and effect rank. So she's got to roll to toughness check. That's a nat 2. Her toughness brings it to 9, and then her wounds bring it to a 6. So I believe that's 4 degrees on the nose. 26.
So
4 degrees on the nose.
as Rin very steadily, with the help of literally everyone here, Allie, she basically jetpacks her up until Allie gets stuck, and then as fucking Robin is darting by, Rin is going to grab ankle.
Yeah.
So the
And
reason
then-
that Robin doesn't reach to attack is because Rin weighs her down as she's like, all right, and she's
And then with
rearing
Isaac's
back that
final bit
fist,
of
and
momentum.
Isaac does that.
You guys basically it's that I catch
The
you,
chain.
throw you up, I catch
Yes.
you, throw you guys
Full
chain your way
relay.
through.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
As that fist connects, and Rin hasn't even put any muscle behind it yet, and then it's just.
And as this strike is coming in, you see what Adelheid's next action would have been in the back of your mind. Adelheid has been on campus, and so you guys have all considered, well, what could her powers be? What sort of spider is she? She used some tarantula-like movement. She clearly has a very strong venom from some sort of widow. You're right, she is a portmanteau of spiders. And some spiders can explode. She didn't.
Gross.
But some spiders can create ignition and actual flame.
Yes, they can.
That's awful.
And
Yeah,
from her
I hate
mandibles, she was looking down, and you saw, like, it went from venom to, like, you could see a pouch in the back of her throat dripping into, and basically, like, creating this pocket of liquid. And her legs were struck to match strike and burn down this web.
One of my thoughts was burning it up.
Oh, it was going to burn down and burn up. It would have created this awful funnel.
Oh no.
And it's almost like this flame is about to come out of her mouth as you just vacuum it right back into with this final strike. And everyone hears that beep, 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 beep. As the villain whose name you never got just hangs from her web. Dazed, confused, unconscious.
job, team.
Since Rin is falling now,
Yep.
The punch of the. Oh.
I want to catch her on the way down, and as we kind of like spiral downward.
The minions still go. But that's what it boils down to. Is everyone just swatting them off in the web, yeah.
Oh, God, get him off, get me out!
Yeah.
Go away!
And now you see why getting right up to her was a theoretical complication.
Oh yeah, that's.
You would have
fair.
been.
She's about to blow you the
fire.
You
fuck
would have
up.
been the first one to take that
Fire.
funnel fire.
So catch on the way down, and as we're spiraling, I'm sorry I betrayed your trust.
And I'm sorry I didn't trust you.
Ooh. This is for you guys. This can be used by one of you two, exclusively.
You hold on to it for now.
I will.
That was a really nice moment. And so you guys make you're falling. Adelheid is still up in this web. So now the dilemma is retrieving the villain.
Robin, can you get her?
I
Spiraling
got this.
down.
And she's gonna
Or sorry, gravitas.
fly up and kind of try to hold Adelheid and keep her somehow light as well as keeping herself light, which is something that she is not accustomed to doing
So it's a
at
power
all.
stunt.
It's a power stunt.
So
And
either suffer fatigue or give me a point.
We have a group point. We don't really need it for much more.
We don't know that.
we don't know that.
We don't need it
We
for
hope
much
not.
more.
We hope not.
Hope springs eternal!
And with the last of the nail polish remover, dissolve the thread
The thread that's keeping her
that's
held.
specifically
Yeah.
keeping her held. And
For her, it's not even things keeping her held. She's just balanced so precariously on them because that's what spiders do.
okay,
Just spinning in a circle
Then-
and being like, goodbye, webs.
Yeah.
just
Cotton candy.
if she's using her feet as points of contact to
Mhm.
expressly stick,
Yep. Yep.
dissolving that and
Yep.
bringing her
So
down.
as you're bringing her down, I've removed the minions out of kindness, but you're bringing her down, and you see a couple chambers that go further back over the lake. You can't see through the web, but what could be over there?
Oh, I have a crippling curiosity. Can we hear anything from that direction?
Make a very high DC. This is a formidable hearing check. DC 25.
I'm gonna give it a try.
I got a 20.
I'm stuck in a web, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm gonna try. I'm actually gonna try really good.
You have plenty.
A lot of complications happened for.
That's better,
Yep.
but still not gonna make
You
it.
re-rolled it. It's a 20 plus whatever your rank is,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't do anything less than an 11 on a
Then
reroll.
that's a 26.
Yeah.
So it's a 20?
So when
1 to
she-
10 gets added 10, right?
when she spent a hero point to
I thought it was 1 to 9.
because you cannot roll lower than an 11. So
So you rolled.
I rolled a
A
10.
10. It became a dirty 20 into
yep,
a 26.
Okay, you're
Yep.
totally right. I thought that number was the first number you get. I thought I saw like 19 over there. And I was like, no.
Incorrect.
So you hear just muffled.
Oh god, guys, there's somebody in here!
Ow, stop hitting me!
You can take it!
Technically true.
let's go save the day.
Yes.
And now this is just the added thing. Yeah, you guys just justify to me how you navigate through this maze while maintaining an unconscious Adelheid and making sure she doesn't wake up and rescuing these hostages.
Maybe we don't bring Adelheid. Maybe you start working, not necessarily to the exit, but in securing Adelheid, and we'll bring the hostages back.
All right.
So how are you going to secure Adelheid? That's the first question.
I'd like to use my cape as like mitts, as it were. To take silk and specifically bind her joints together like rope.
Okay.
Cute.
And do like a gag
Like a surgeon
as
mask
well.
kind of thing.
Okay. Your cape isn't made out of anything hyper strong.
No.
Not yet.
I mean using that as like to
So your
cover
hands
my
don't get
hands
stuck.
so that my hands don't get stuck on the web.
So you're
I'm
doing it with
using
her web.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay, how are you guys figuring out this hostage situation?
We
You're
traveled
getting us there.
Yeah.
as not to be
Yeah.
in contact with any of the surfaces.
And because Adelheid is effectively neutralized, you can take your time here.
Okay. I was also going to justify or ask that Rin hold the phone.
I'm holding both.
One light and one theme song.
Get into where the hostages are.
And there's
Everything's gonna be alright.
yeah, there's 3 people caught in these web over their mouth. One of them looks a little emaciated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It's
We're
their
gonna-
power.
We've got to produce them from the webs.
Yep, that is complication.
Ooh.
Hey, you got any more of that nail polish remover?
We're not
I
gonna use the same solution
don't
anymore here.
Have more nail polish remover. But I do have a Swiss Army knife.
I buy it, 100%.
As I...
Better be one hell of a knife to withstand
It's
your
not.
strength.
And it goes, and it's just a knife, a fork, a spoon, another fork, another
and
knife.
then one extension that's nail polish remover.
Specifically.
No, that one's a nail file. It's for the nail polish remover.
Mhm.
As Rin is going to try and like excise these people off of here because she knows she can't rip them out.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like
it's
a
difficult, but it's the tensile strength that makes them hard. You find that with enough time, you can saw your way through.
with enough strength and
It's a lot more. And then you get one strand. So it's a meticulous process.
And then I'll just ferry the ones that are released back and forth.
And so Allie, as you're sitting there, as they're
One
on the
wing.
rescue, and they're
I'll get to you.
they're
Thanks.
Sorry, Angel.
yeah, you're sitting there, and
Keeping an ear on Adelheid.
yeah. Okay, yeah, you're stuck in the web, so actually I can't do the thing I was gonna do. Someone still has to rescue you.
Hey!
As you guys are going in and out, and Allie's like, Angel's just like, wait for me, it's okay, get me last.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If I have Adelheid secured and I have enough time, I would like to try to excise Angel from the
Hello.
web.
How?
Hey, Gravitas.
Can
you get a lot... Are there any, like, more pebbles down there? Could you make them very dense and we can break one string at a time that way? And just
Worth
rip
a
them
try.
apart?
There's plenty of rocks. We're in a mine.
Can you
Cool.
manage keeping yourself light enough to float and making other objects dense at the same time?
Ooh.
She does that routinely. With all of her thrown mastery to improvised weapons, it's precisely that. And the flight's continuous.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if we built them on an array or not.
Nope, they are not on an array.
They're separate powers. Cool.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the solution. Is you start like dropping these weights basically, and you watch as they catch a bunch of web on their way down before getting stuck. Eventually, suspended as they lose momentum.
Returning to their original weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 words, blood blade. Think about it.
Ooh.
That'd be tight.
As you hear those 2 words, blood blade. Think about it from Isaac. I just did it here to catch it on this mic too, because it's a cool idea. And the 2 of you are down, and you're still faring hostages. You've got just the emaciated one left, and you can hear just the back of your mind. You're like, wait a minute.
Oh no.
There was more than one entrance into this room.
I hate it so much.
The horde.
What do I need to roll to fly very, very carefully to where Uppercut is so I can help her?
Angel, don't come for me. Come for anyone else.
What would you like to do, Angel?
Can I tell which...
Make a
There's a
make
wall
hearing-based
back... I was
perception
gonna say,
check.
there's a wall back there, and then there's 2 caves where Rin is.
Well, Rin is in the web.
I'm straight back.
Okay,
They're in the web.
then yes, I'd like to know what direction it's coming from. That is 24.
Underneath you.
From the water.
No.
The web's in
Just-
the water.
No. You're back on land.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear Christ.
These are digging things.
Trapdoors.
They're underground. They're coming up.
Shoot. Power stunt to move Adelheid.
I was
and
gonna say
myself
float
up.
her. Can you float her?
Yeah. And that's gonna negate the fatigue.
And I will just loud enough. They're coming from underneath.
Hostages, please.
I can only do one at a time.
I can get
I
all the
can't
hostages.
physically pick
Yeah.
them up.
Then
Isaac
come.
grabs the hostages.
Okay.
As Rin, what are you doing? As everyone else is flying.
Fuck you guys. Because essentially the way it's envisioned in my head is this is that big area with the lake that all of you are in, and I'm at the end of this tunnel with an emaciated hostage. Is that correct? Like there's all these webs in here over the lake, and I'm on the other side of this where the hostages were because I was with that last hostage. So Rin just looks and she's like, fuck. Okay. I'm deeply sorry. you poor emaciated person, for what's about to happen.
You're gonna huck him.
And channeling Rita. Ren
I'm
is just
ready.
going to...
I'm open!
Crescent throw this dude.
And just look for the perfect opening, especially now that those rocks have weighed down a
Yeah.
couple sections.
I'll go ahead and say because the rocks have weighed down that there is that nice tunnel, but if you want to be safe, you might want to spend a hero point to make sure.
I will do that.
And you just see his eyes go very wide, and in that moment, like he manages the adrenaline-based strength to rip his jaw wide enough, and he goes.
As Ren hurls him,
Yeah.
and then she's basically like, wait, I'm the only one here who can catch him. And then with extra effort, she's gonna do that 3-point stance and
Leap after him to
launch herself straight after to basically like wrap around him and roll onto the ground. Just, I'm
Great.
so sorry.
So you brace for that impact. Go ahead and make a toughness check.
Cool, and now we gotta get out.
I would have healed that by now, so 20.
20. And you fell. That is just enough. You're not gonna suffer any wounds.
There's
from
like
that
scratches, but they're all
fall. Yeah. It's scrapes and tears and stones, but not
those
enough.
Naruto scratches.
But you're still the only one on the floor.
Fuck.
You and the hostage.
I'm the only one on the floor. He's in my arms.
Yep. That was Rin. Robin, it is your
Alright,
action.
let's see where my
as
coin
I'm back in
lands.
initiative order.
Okay, I'm on hits now.
Now justify your escape.
Like it.
Justify the escape.
Yep, in initiative order. It is Robin's turn.
I remember the turns that we took down
Yeah,
our
but there's
original
a
path.
wall in that path.
Oh,
Sorry. I can break through the wall
You can on your next turn.
on my next turn.
I can spend hero points out of turn, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
we still
during,
have-
during
Okay.
the festival specifically, yes.
I would like there to be a small but very significant crack in the ceiling. Hopefully that we could maybe get out of or blow apart wider. Daylight coming through here. Like there's daylight coming through.
No, I mentioned there was natural light coming from somewhere earlier in the
Ooh,
cavern.
we found it.
You find it.
Cool.
And if you can pierce through that, that might be a faster way out.
there.
All right.
As Ali points it out to everyone. You're just this very thin beam. As the webs have been deteriorated and destroyed, they've revealed the true path of this the shaft of light coming from
Okay,
above.
then with
And turn order is still Robin, yeah.
Adelheid essentially tucked against my hip, I'd like to fly both of us up and one-handed try to do that, like, the way that I've excavated walls before.
I feel like you are exerting more than your regular amount of power.
You're just gonna wanna move!
I absolutely am.
Just get me off the ground.
I can't do that too.
I know.
I
I'm
physically
feeling
can't.
so much fear, though.
I'm going to extra effort with the untapped potential to get basically a +1 to doing all of these extra things, and I'll take the fatigue.
Yeah, you're gonna be fatigued as you start digging. Basically, your fingernails grasp a portion and you make it hyperdense, and you move your hand out of the way. You just start excavating, keeping you and Adelheid light. As this noise begins to swell, turn order shifts to Isaac, holding
Okay.
2 of the 3 hostages in the air.
You got this, G-Force.
We need to,
G-Force, thank you.
if it is okay to review where everybody is.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
things can happen.
in the 3-dimensional space, if
this is the cavern we are in, we're all in this cavern now. The only person who's out of this particular area is Robin, who is currently against the ceiling messing with a crack.
Move the name
here's the
brand
crap.
so I can move cactus out of the way so we can see. Okay, demonstrating.
So cavern, Robin's up here, Kraken's
Robin
up
is at
here.
the very top of the
Excavating.
cavern with the crack. The rest of us are vague middle zone, except Rin, who's on the ground.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
So, Rin, G-Force, and Angel.
and
then
2
Gravitas.
hostages, and then
Gravitas.
yeah, that's pretty accurate. And,
And-
consider like half of this is webbed up.
Yeah, let's say like this half is the
Yep.
web, and then that's the original entrance with the thing.
Yep, and you
then
haven't explored the
cave.
rest of the cavern.
Yeah.
So there's miscellaneous things.
Robin, turn our jackhammer dense. And I fly down and kind of like grab with my legs on like Rin
Oh.
to
Oh.
pick up
You want to lift Rin with your legs.
because I just have to grab.
He's just gonna fall with me held.
and then throw you up so that Rodman can just go, and then
Okay,
you can turn super
describe.
bitch.
I'm sorry. How are you grabbing Rin?
So
You have a hostage in either hand.
like,
You're gonna
sitting
Black
on
Widow
shoulders.
my head.
Okay, so
basically
you're
that is
you're
entirely
okay.
Sitting on shoulders.
No, okay, I just had I needed the visual. So
Yep.
grab Rin, and then all of you are going up.
Yep. And then you're gonna get all of that momentum. I'm gonna peel off with the hostages, and try to send you directly up so Robin can just go. Boop.
These hostages are having a hell of a day.
Yep. Okay.
Better than being eaten.
So Rin is flying with terminal velocity towards this wall, and then the Lair action goes off as the floor basically gives out and pitfalls reveal themselves and trapdoors reveal themselves, and that swarm of spiders from the beginning floods into the chamber.
Orb weavers.
It's orb weavers. Yeah, it's
Those
a lot of orb weavers, and they're bursting from the earth, looking, skittering in every direction for you, and they begin to descend or ascend the walls and the webs. And Allie, your infrared, it's like watching just this spread in every direction of red. You guys effectively have 2 rounds before
The floor
this
is lava.
becomes not the floor, the ceilings, the air, everything.
Oh, we're Noah's Arking this shit.
We're
as
either
they-
going to get out or we're going to suffocate.
They are flooding into this chamber at a ridiculous rate for their master. In addition to that, they are like spewing layers of web behind them too. So they are closing this chamber off.
Okay.
And then we move to Allie.
I don't have any points left.
We have 1 group point.
No, that's a
No,
point
that's
specifically
us,
for the 2 of you.
You spent that.
I spent our point. We have 1
Yeah,
group.
group points have gone in the middle every time.
No, because there was the group point that was...
The one that was specifically for them, we handed to
When
Cortex.
when all these spiders
That's
began
right, that's
flooding
right,
in,
that's
Nyx
right.
threw us
Okay,
another one.
because I think it would be an addition to Blast, or a stunt on Blast, to just put a ball of blood and force it to open, to force
That's
the crack open.
sick as hell.
That's actually
Yeah.
really rad.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. It's a power stunt on Blast. What's your effect rank on Blast?
Rank 5.
Okay. I'm gonna create. What? Do you have the book? Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the
Powers?
The powers specifically in the table of contents, so I can see them all real quick. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm literally thinking. I'm like, what would that be?
Mm-hmm.
It might just be an area blast.
Well, I'm just making sure there's a power that justifies it because it's totally cool.
That's really
And if that power has particular rules,
And you don't even need to use a hero point to do that. You can just become fatigued.
Mm-hmm.
And you're fast enough. That's fine.
Now that we're up, I won't have time for it to become a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We could justify it as burrowing. We could
Ooh,
justify
burrowing.
It, yeah, because you're basically creating this
Yeah.
quick
Mm-hmm.
tunnel, and that's what we're gonna call it, just because that's simple. So I'm gonna look at the burrowing rules.
I think burrowing is just a form of movement.
It is, and I'm gonna justify that you're using a move rank of 5 to displace things, which is 900 feet of Earth.
Hot
As you
damn.
just create
It's
this
just-
vortex.
It's a reach down motion,
Mm-hmm.
grab,
Mm-hmm.
and just because it looks super cool and I'm gonna get fatigued anyway, since all of them have open circulatory system and there's so many, I just grab from them,
That's gnarly.
fling it up, and rip it open.
And just for the final bit of flavor, you rip it open, and there's that brief still image. The spatter is in the shape of a spider.
No, something that eats spiders.
A mongoose.
No, I like the spider. The spider looks better. The spider looks cooler.
The spider looks clean.
It's a
Spider
harder
looks
aesthetic.
clean.
It's an
It's-
easier aesthetic to sell.
Easier aesthetic.
Yep. So Isaac, just the thing you missed. Allie stunted to basically justify her power as burrowing, by putting a high volume of blood in the crack and expanding, and the flavor was just because I justified it as a movement ability, which move rank 5 is 900 feet. It displaced 900 feet of Earth, and what that did, it came out and expanded in the shape of a spider for a still image before falling past all of you, as you guys now have a clear escape.
And Ren has already been missile launched.
So you just keep going.
It's just. She's basically going up to like clear rubble on the way through, falling rocks. She's like, no.
Denied.
And after
And as she loses momentum, it's just like one of those anime splits, and launches herself again.
Yeah, and you guys all eventually make your way out of this complex terrain and find yourself in a holding room. You like come up through the floor of a holding room.
Falling back to.
Or since we're coming out of a hole, falling back. As people in this room are like, what the hell?
Are these hostages people or?
They're people, but they're all volunteers, basically.
Okay. Making sure let us attend to the release of all of the webs and
Absolutely.
their general care and well-being.
Absolutely, and
As Rin grabs like a couch and begins covering the hole, and she's like, nah.
and all of you can't help but feel just like that occasional tingle on the back of your neck.
Oh god! Oh, it's lint.
Oh, that's your own blood as you've smacked the shit out of yourself.
Yeah, but this ends this villain's lair, as it were.
Oh my good. Allie did forget just a hug.
And then Panacea comes in, and she just moves over to Adelheid first and just pats her gently.
Probably smart.
Yeah, you pats her gently to hear as her like displaced like shoulder and cracked collarbone all kind of spring back into place in a violent jarring motion, and she just casually breaks the webs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Well done, everybody.
Likewise.
She takes the mask off. Ugh. I hate that thing. I don't do much hero work anymore. My aesthetic is rather dire. And so, I try not to wear that when I can, but this was an interesting exercise.
Very.
It's a shame I didn't get to give it my all, but I suppose I did, and you all did as well, and that is why you won.
Was that mask a part of your costume? Like your
It
stand
was.
thing?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Part of my tactic with villains was to intimidate. I'm a 13-foot-tall spider woman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's pretty spooky, just objectively.
And then when my maw opens and there's another maw,
Pharyngeal.
Mawception.
So, out of curiosity, what was your villain name?
Arachne.
Classic.
Very simple.
Solid.
It was one of the more simple solutions, but we thought with a group as adept as this not to give you any information going in.
That's fair.
Thank you.
I'd be blushing if I wasn't too busy tending with a 14 heat treatment check on the hostages.
Oh, they're all fine. They were just playing their parts.
The amazing one is he's just thin.
Still, there's the check-off list of
Yeah,
all of
no,
the
absolutely,
different things.
absolutely. Isaac's
One,
going through
one,
the
one,
check
one.
off, as Panacea is going through them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one who's makes it, she's like checking him for bruises from that landing.
Rin, do we have any snacks handy?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
Feed
As
the-
the two of you bring out snacks and
Pouring smoothies
Panacea
into
patches
cups.
everyone up. So yeah, everyone, if you have any wounds, they're restored in a violent fashion.
Did she get rid of my exhausted?
Yeah.
Woo!
She gets rid of every
That's
condition in a violent fashion.
Hey, man,
As you basically rewind the affliction.
Hell yeah.
And treats everyone and sees her way out as you're left with Adelheid. The hostages themselves are brought out as well. So your review will be with me right
Ooh.
now.
Okay.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Everyone watched, and this is a bit of a suspenseful moment as you have disappeared and they don't know the outcome. This is an opportunity for us to discuss the outcome. As I said, we gave you no information and required that a group leading the pack, such as yourselves, gather that information on the fly. And I do not say that lightly. Consider that for a moment. You are leading the pack, the four of you.
Well, obviously.
Mind you, you are not the only ones at the front.
Well, yeah.
It is a very tight race, but there are others who are struggling. This is not to dispute or discourage them. They will get there in time.
Mhm.
But we thought you could handle the additional complication, so we laid it upon you.
Thank you.
It showcases better. And for some, they needed to handle more subtle and precise situations, and they were given details for that extent. They were given, there's this hostage and you need to make sure to be wary and so on and so forth. For that purpose. They were reckless and wanton in their collateral damage, things of that nature. We tried to focus on what everyone does best, and the four of you communicate. You communicate extraordinarily. And she's fixing just her top as her arms come up, and then her spider limbs come up to help like flatten and straighten things. Did you have any questions about anything?
What could we improve upon?
Assessment. You had an opportunity where a villain was non-combative, and the first thing you did was strike them. Perhaps I had hostages, and I did, but perhaps I had hostages with me. It was dark, and I know you couldn't see me, Robin. What if I had one with me, and in that agitated state, I simply killed them? That was very likely. What if I had some of my swarm, and then some of the spiders crawl up from under the couch, like tiny ones, and they make their way up to her and rest back on her back.
Ray's doing like that crab walk thing, like whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. They all very straight with purpose towards her back. What if I had some of my hive mind with the hostages, even if I didn't physically have any with me, and gave them the same order? Assess the situation before you go swinging, which is a note I thought I'd have to give to you. But
I was gonna punch you, but everyone else seemed very committed to diplomacy.
I think that should be the first route we all take in the future. That would be my primary note. You communicate incredibly well with yourselves, not so much with those around you.
Touché.
Were there any more questions?
Can we ask questions that are not just about this training activity?
Absolutely.
The people who are falling behind, what can we do to help?
Lead by example. This is a competitive school by nature, Isaac. There is competition here, and competition breeds success. I think that if you wish to spend your time helping others, that is entirely valid, but everyone who is accepted to this school will succeed. Not that we will coddle them or give them any special treatment, but we didn't accept anyone we knew couldn't.
Thank you.
It will simply be at their pace, and for some, they need to see others do what they cannot for them to aspire for greatness. Some of you simply carve that path yourselves.
I hope this isn't a super personal invasive question, but is your swarm like your swarm, like your children's swarm, or like do you just summon spiders in the area?
I summon spiders in the area.
Okay. Thank you.
While I'm working with them, I have some sort of personal connection to them. They crawl all up her arm and like onto her fingertips.
So you'd prefer I move the couch?
Oh no, I've given up on those ones. This is just for effect and dynamic, and because it is not often I use this part of my power as a mother.
Cool.
And so I'm exercising it in this moment, where no one else can see.
Sorry we had to fight you.
And it does that little spider peacock dance.
He cute. Oh, sorry. He cute. Dang it. He cute. Look at him.
Rin instinctive is like.
And like this is now that you're paying more attention to it, because you don't really interact with Adelheid a lot. You haven't had to, other than the costumes, which you gave specifications and they were delivered to your doors. You did like a one-on-one counseling session with her, but it wasn't very long, and she was very much just weaving during that time. The mandibles that she has are part of her mouth, but they're usually pushed back, and so she has kind of an express like upper jaw as a result. Just as a tiny little detail now that you're paying attention to it, because she's never shown her mandibles around school.
She enforces curfew on people.
And now we just step out into the arena, as it were, and hoist up a trophy?
Or just go back to your room and watch the other fights.
As Rin produces the mask from the ground.
That is my personal mask, and I will be keeping it.
That's fair.
And there's a flurry as she rears back, her spinneret comes up, and she begins weaving.
Oh.
And she basically makes a replica of the mask in a matter of seconds, because her create rank is through the roof. And she hands it to you. If you'd like a trophy,
Trade.
and it sticks to your hands.
Ah,
Yep.
should have
Saw
figured.
that
That's fine.
Hubris will cling to you.
So will this mask.
It is metaphorical.
I know.
Rin. Now the next step would be, and she gestures to the door, to make your way back in and watch the rest of the scenarios and learn what you can. Take extensive notes. If you really wish to, Isaac, see which ones we have given different advice to. If that is the indicator, and I'm not saying it is the express indicator, but if that is the indicator of declination of their performance, of their studies, then that is also indicative of who you wish to help.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It was a pleasure working with all of you, and she extends 4 legs. 4 shakes at once. Yup.
What kind of tea were you drinking?
Chamomile.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, there was actually nothing in it. No poison, I mean.
Oh.
It was just tea. I was going to theoretically try and negotiate some sort of deal where I traded the hostages for the heroes.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for punching you very hard in that case.
Oh, I mean, if all of the heroes were captured and the hostages were free, that's one thing, and another hero squad could come in and try and save the day, but with the unknowns of the scenario, I think you handled everything fairly well, and giving the villain what they want is rarely the right choice.
Does that mean there might be another squad that needs like a squad to come in and save him?
Yes?
Can we volunteer?
We have some of those squads effectively later in the day. We have a fallback if the first scenario fails, then the second team will come in, but otherwise the second team has a scenario for themselves.
Oh, okay.
Understood.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow.
And I hope I didn't, and she just, one more time, those legs come up and crunch next to each other. It's the strength of Rin's fists, effectively. I hope I didn't cause too much pain.
No, you didn't hit me once.
I did.
And Rin just... What?
Tough girl, and she gives you a push, like a very polite, friendly, one of those knuckle bumps, but it's absolutely the strength of Rin's punch.
We beat
Jumping spider strength.
That's fucking incredible.
And she gestures towards the door, and you guys make your way out, and
Yeah, we do.
back into the holding area where
And
you
as Rin emerges into the holding area,
holds up the mask, and like a couple of people who are, this screen has been black for so long, just limbs and skirring noise across the cameras.
Ugh.
And you step out and hold up the mask, and everyone like turns around, and there's like a light clap before like your classmates begin cheering. Class 1A begins cheering for the squad that just went in.
I flare my wings out, tell them
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely, and everyone has this moment, and like even in here, you actually recognize a couple cameras are pointed on you guys, perhaps for the spectators of the students.
And I'd like to make my cape just like lightly floating behind me.
Does a swoosh.
the gravitas of it all.
Isaac, strike a pose.
Got all the trophies I need in that footage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't
Just
show
no
me
need to
throwing
gloat
up.
now.
Was there anyone else's trials in particular you were interested in? Otherwise, that will start our wrap up of the session. Rita. So Rita's in an interesting situation, as Rita's squad mates I don't care about. Rita.
She's with a bunch of nobodies.
I mean, there's 150 students.
She's with a bunch of not 1A students.
Yeah, not 1A, not 1B, because I've got most of 1B figured out at this point too, because of you guys. I mean, I offered to do it, so I'm fine with it. Rita's challenge is interesting, as it is the villain she's against. Their lair isn't a lair; she's in a cityscape,
Oh.
and she's investigating and hunting for a villain, following and solving a mystery, and the lair itself isn't revealed until like a good 2-3 hours into her
Holy
examination.
shit.
She
Wow.
finds
Shit.
the lair.
Endurance.
Mm-hmm. And this is absolutely one. The people with her, they're the types that have powers that are solid but not flashy. but Rita's a leader.
Fuck yeah, she is.
Rita is a leader. And
She's a Hamura, damn it.
She tries to be the one always organizing the efforts, and the lair is both the actual physical lair that they find after investigation of 2 to 3 hours, but also the puzzle of finding it. That is kind of where her challenge lies, and the reference, like, she has 1 or 2 professional heroes on scene as reference points. She's kind of taking lead and directing, and creating her own network, kind of playing a little mastermindy, but like hero mastermind.
Batman.
Very Batman.
Professor X.
Very. Those are both accurate because Batman does a lot of masterminding too. Very much Batman and Professor X, and her assessment of the villain once she has the information is so incredibly thorough, and her information gathering is so incredibly precise that the team she sends in manages to bring out the hostages safely. They manage to capture the villain with no casualties, and they even manage to like take out a couple of the guards and like get them to a med bay almost immediately. I mean, they're just clean. They're surgical with their work.
That's cool.
Nice.
Rita.
Fuck yeah, Rita.
Jareth.
Jareth.
Oh.
So Jareth is part of the group against
Was he on the disco floor?
No.
Poor Jareth.
If Jareth was on the disco floor, he would have shut his eyes immediately.
Yep.
Jareth
Has the sense.
Yeah, his New Dawn faculty list.
Do you need to borrow mine?
No, I've got it. I'm just
Okay.
pulling it up.
I want to know who went up against Panacea.
Someone actually did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there was a squad that went against Panacea. Panacea as a villain is terrifying because you've only seen her power go one way.
Awful.
Yeah,
Wretched.
yeah. She undoes those injuries because she has internal organ manipulation as a power.
Just like you.
Yeah, but
She walks up to
no,
them and she's like,
different-
good job. Smacks him on the back and they're like, my whole heart.
yes. Yes.
Oh, she's awful and I love her.
And her villain design is that of a plague doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
That's terrifying. Horrifying.
Yeah. She goes from Panacea to Ether when she assumes that identity.
Ooh.
Deadly Snoot.
Hmm?
Deadly Snoot.
Yeah, Deadly Snoot. He is part of the squad that is actually against the Somnambulance.
Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh no, he makes a point because, like, even if he hasn't seen the Somnambulance and work too much, he's kind of the standout of his group, as the people around him, like, the moment one of them goes down, he immediately does this thing where he grabs his ears and just pinches them, grabs his eyes and pinches them, and just, like, does this sort of dispersion motion, and you watch as these little metal follicles create this sort of burst, and then he just has them cling to whatever they touch.
Ooh.
And then he calls back what he can and gets that, like, quick snapshot of his surroundings while blinded.
He's echolocating without sound.
That's so cool.
That is.
Mm-hmm. He's basically sending out a net and seeing what doesn't come back to create snapshots. And so the Somnambulance, while equipped with, like, actual combat gear, his powers are mental manipulation. And so Jareth shuts off every direct line of access and basically overwhelms him. Like, there's even a moment where the Somnambulance somehow still, you watch as Jareth's eyes open at one point, and the Somnambulance has his little ring on a string right in front of him, and you watch as Jareth just magnetizes that straight to his forehead.
Nice. That's so
Just
rude.
an act of defiance, and shakes his head no.
That's so rude.
Jareth.
Shuts his eyes and proceeds to pull the Rin bunny hop catapult forward.
Yeah.
And takes out the Somnambulance in his situation. Anyone else?
Ares.
Ares was also part of that group and shut the fuck down.
Oh, Ares.
What about Ryan? Or
Who?
which fight is like, there's a blank spot in there somewhere.
I know. While you're watching the screen, you can see Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch Ryan. Ryan is part of the group against Diesel. And Diesel is a destructive villain on a rampage in this scenario. He goes by he's gone by 2 names this entire time, Diesel and Combustion. And he goes by Combustion as a villain. He becomes an agent of anarchy and is basically creating this havoc through this city as he's escaping. Like this villain's lair scenario, as it were. They got into the villain's lair only to find out the villain was mid-bank robbery. Like they found the plans. They went to the bank and found him like on his way out, causing havoc and destruction. And theirs was kind of also a little investigative, because that is not an opportunity where Ryan can be recognized. At the end of the day, it's like, no, we caught him. Thanks to... Well, we caught him. That's what matters. And so it was kind of a moment where he's been becoming more of a wallflower and pushing this idea of, I don't want to be remembered. And this is a win for him in this sense. He doesn't actually, he can't contribute too much to the chase with Combustion, because Combustion moves like Bakugo. He explodes his way through a city.
Angrily.
Just loudly.
Happily.
Just
Joyously, chaotically. Not anger. It's sheer adrenaline. And the team doesn't manage to catch Diesel, but they do manage to minimize the damage to the city by routing him. And so, mixed results.
Okay, so it's like a C.
It's like a C+ or a B-.
It's a passing grade.
Yeah.
They're like, you did it, we guess.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that, Ryan.
Yep.
I would like to know if Higa got his comeuppance from trolling all of the female dorms.
Higa was against Nutritia. Nutritia, who understands exactly what your body needs and all of your deficiencies. And her lair was carefully crafted to be one of surveillance and a chemical lab. And his squad failed pretty miserably just to get that karmic justice. But in particular, like, he was the last one to go. As his teammates were knocked out, and Nutritia walked up to him basically face to face, and he was, trying his best to come up with something, and just held a rag to him. Just
No.
brought the boy down.
Oof. That's a humiliating way to go.
Yep.
That's an aromatic way to go.
That was the point.
I don't necessarily want anyone else's test results,
Yep.
but I would love to know everyone's hero names.
Let's see which ones I have.
Add to the cards.
It's going on the cards. It's already on several of them.
Rita doesn't have one yet.
Rita, no.
Robbins is Gravitas. Jareth is Gauss.
This goes.
Fia is Jane Doe.
Yes, Jane Doe.
But it's title working. Jane Doe, title working. Like, she may go by something else. Isaac is G-Force.
Yep.
Kurt D. Howitzer the third.
Yep.
Ares is Red Baron.
Yep.
Ryan is whatever the name of that flower was.
Forget Me Not.
Ryan is Forget Me Not. Rex is SoundCloud.
Nice.
And Terrence doesn't have one yet.
Oh.
Then we have Allie, who we know.
Angel.
Ramona does not have one yet.
That's fair.
And Lenny also does not have one yet.
Lenny.
Okay. She has too many ideas.
And right now we're like, narrow it down, narrow it down, narrow it down.
Yeah.
Choose an aesthetic. A singular aesthetic.
Oh no, her get up is wild too. She looks
Of
like a
course.
clown.
I love her. I love her so much.
She already wears that kind of stylized clown makeup to highlight her blush and to hide her insecurities. And she just expands on that. Those pigtails, get normally you'd hairband, that sort of, she's got those two kind of buns. She's got those hairbands, but those hairbands are part of a coil. So she's got springs coming off of her head that create the image of a jester's cap, almost.
Ooh.
And she's dressed very much in that checkered suit of the jester, that green, white, and gold trim in between. But she doesn't have a hero name yet.
Fuck yeah.
And that is the rest of your classmates.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Absolutely. And after all of these tests, it's getting late, and you guys are informed that the third and final day will be straight fighting. This will be straight one-on-ones. This isn't a single tournament with 150 students. These are
Brackets.
brackets, and the brackets aren't gonna clash at the end.
Yeah.
And there's no first place.
We're basically doing weight classes.
Yes.
Because, like, Rin fighting Higa is not fair.
Nope.
The administration would flat out be like, no.
No.
As- Look, as much as we want you to punch Iga,
There's moral complications.
He has a punchable face, we understand.
It's like Volcano Hands is not going to fight Miko.
no. They might.
Miko, I'm rooting for you.
Nah.
I'm also rooting for Volcano Hands.
Who we're just gonna call Volcano Hands from now on.
No one can remember his name because he has Volcano Hands.
I know, and they're sick.
We're all just like,
Yeah.
every time he introduces himself, he reaches out a hand and we're like, Volcano.
Yeah. And if there's any roleplay with any of the other students or any of the parents, this is the opportunity for it. Before we close for the night.
I specifically want to go up to Kurt.
Oh.
The second or third?
Third is
The
ours.
third.
The third is yours, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you find him fiddling with his scarf, not with any tech, just with his scarf, off in a corner, kind of watching the rest of the fights, but only like half watching. He's doing that like I'm looking because everyone expects me to be looking. Look.
He's looking, but he's not watching.
Yeah.
So how was your quarterly report?
What?
Were your earnings not exactly what your father expected?
My earnings?
Just the way he talks to you, it's like you're a machine he's trying to troubleshoot. It's kind of fucked up.
I think that's an accurate assessment of him and of the Howitzer legacy. What he expects of me, a machine he's trying to troubleshoot. That's very acute. That's very much on the nose.
I'm sorry,
Why?
because you're more than that.
Not to him. To the world, certainly. Everyone knows the Howitzer legacy because of me. He was an advisor and a futurist, and he still very much is. People go to him for foresight, even though he's not telepathic, and he still provides more accuracy than telepaths. But my legacy is in my tech, my surveillance, my equipment, which has now failed the campus on 3 occasions. My legacy is one of failure, as it currently stands. And so the world may be impressed by me, but I'm not. And neither is he.
I'm impressed by you
Why?
because you're always adapting, and your analysis is unparalleled.
And he puts his glasses away for a moment. Make a perception check.
That's not bad.
Do you want to settle on that roll?
We've got a group hero point.
Do y'all feel like
Do
Just
it.
do it.
We're
What
in
else are we gonna
conversation.
spend it
We're in
on?
conversations now.
The spider's actually.
hey, that's an 18 that time?
18 is not going to be high enough to exceed the DC I had set, unfortunately.
Good try.
Is you okay?
Is it okay?
I thought I knocked Sarah's water over.
And he takes his glasses off for the first time that you've ever seen him, and you see that they've been consistently hiding the rings around his eyes. He's a raccoon. His actual power is Tanuki. His actual power is Tanuki. He's just really smart. He's a really smart raccoon. And he rubs his eyes for a moment. And he's in his rubbing of his eyes, you see him kind of wipe away some tears that are starting to form. Thank you. It's very uncharacteristic of you to notice.
I notice everything.
Not everything. I mean, you were slow on the draw about the mesmerist.
I knew something was off.
I mean, everyone knew something was off. Why was Virgil teaching here? You know, his accreditation certainly, but why? It has to be more. We're at a school for supers. But not everything. As you said, my analysis is unparalleled. That may be the little bit of confidence I need to get me through tomorrow.
Also, just from looking around, just at lunch and stuff, like, there are a couple good families. Everyone else is like, they've got their own dysfunction. So, while family sucks, like, you're not alone.
Why do you lie about yours? Put these glasses back on.
Because I think people respect you more if you're from a family of supers. There's a legacy. There's a, I don't know, there's a right to your powers. You can kind of see where it came from.
I think carving your own path is more exemplary.
Yeah, well, they don't.
Who cares what they think? If you're going to give me that advice, I'm going to give it right back to you.
That's fair.
Who cares what they think? Make your own destiny.
I mean, that's what I'm doing. Just,
So don't let yourself be hindered by theirs. You're the only one putting those shackles on yourself. And if they're weights for you to remove and prove your strength later, then so be it. But all I'm seeing is impairment.
and your analysis is unparalleled, as we've previously established.
You said it, not me.
Don't tell anyone.
Why would I? It's not mine to tell.
I don't know.
I only talk to you about it because it's a secret shared between the two of us.
I was trying to be nice to Sean, and then he just had to be a dick about it.
I don't know your brother's names, but I
Sorry.
assume that's one of them.
Yes.
Hello, Midnight.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, Mama. It's they got first dinner, right?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
She just wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to be the next villain.
She will be.
She's already plotting. She's looking at the notes.
She's trying to ruin my DM screen right now, yeah. Where
She's
were we?
claiming it.
Sean, I don't know his name, but I
Yes.
assume that's one of your brothers.
Yeah.
He's being a dick for the same reason you have your attitude with the rest of your classmates. To impress. How do you think it feels that you consistently are ashamed of his identity? How do you think it feels to him? You probably, realistically, are looked up to by your brothers. And they bully you because you bully them. You are their role model.
They started it.
I didn't know that fact, I just assume.
If they hadn't started it, I might agree with you. I guess. But it just, I don't know. They've got their own things. They're busy being their own people. I wouldn't expect them to, like, tie their identity to their little sister.
Little, yes, but super in a family of humans.
Dun, dun, dun. What is she, an elf?
No, just this world canonically uses the term super and human to
Yes.
differentiate.
I just think it's such a fun distinction.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, then I guess I gotta be a better role model.
Or just stop caring about what your family thinks, about what the world thinks of your family. Just about what they think of you. Again, it's the advice you've given me, so if you're going to continue to quote your own advice of unparalleled, I'm going to continue to quote your advice of drop the chains, drop the shackles, and move uninhibited.
We can work on it together.
Okay. Finishes tying that little bit of a scarf and takes out his tech and starts fiddling.
Mm-hmm. Just watch the rest of the night.
Anyone else?
Rita.
Okay, you're gonna make your way over to Rita.
Who I'm already probably thoroughly congratulating.
Yeah. She responds with a fist bump of her own. Her outfit. Rita is dressed in what is almost reminiscent of the few times lunar eclipse has been caught on camera.
Ooh.
It is the same color scheme, and knowing Rita 100% intentionally in her own fashion. It very much, the specifics are unknown to the dungeon master right now. Just the one aesthetic of it is indicative and reminiscent of lunar eclipse's outfit.
Hell yeah.
And her little bow tie that she normally wears there, her hair's down in this costume and it's worn as a necklace.
Nice.
Or her little hair clip, not bow tie.
Yeah, I was curious. I was like, I drew that wrong.
No, it's a clip.
Good work out there.
Thanks. Likewise.
Not just the power, but the whole like leading everybody, leading
I
by
mean,
example thing.
I realized very early in watching other people that this was designed to highlight our strengths, so I figured that's what I'd do. So I already had the mentality going into it. You know, I thought to myself, well, I'm kind of the only one doing any student body council stuff, just because we don't have one. But I was used to that position before here, so you know, I'll take it up here. I figured beforehand that's what I'd have to do, so I went in with that mentality of, okay, let's assess the situation, let's plan, let's figure it out, and let's showcase my leadership.
Thank you for doing the student council stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you guys seem to be enjoying the club, so it works.
If you ever need help with anything.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I got all y'all to call on. Likewise.
That's all I had. Just trying to mirror the other side of the conversation that had earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That I can't remember the wording of because my eyelids are drooping.
That's okay. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Anything for you two?
Nothing that I necessarily have to roleplay. It's really just congratulating Rita as we see her, consoling Ramona regardless of what happened.
Because of the previous round.
Yes, basically just being like, hey, you're really fighting through this. You're a champion, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just little confidence boosts.
Mm-hmm.
And then after everyone is done, pretty much, she'd be like, 1A, we're going to dinner.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 1A squads up. Was there any individual one-on-one you wanted?
Similar to court, no conversation. I'm looking to role play.
To roll,
I don't
play,
know why.
go.
I don't know
away.
why. Pause. Go away. They'll probably at least be congratulating. I actually don't know if she would go console Aries because last few times she's tried to do any sort of help, it hasn't worked.
Take a page out of Robin's book. Be like, Aries, you really sucked today. Everyone's gonna forget who you are.
No. But probably just at least a nod and a good job at Ryan and just general good jobs all around, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No specific.
Okay. So then that's going to wrap our session as Class 1A goes to dinner, and the next day will be our final day of the sports festival, the very classic tournament arc, where we will, I think, be able to get it all done in one sitting, but I'm ready for 2. I have my brackets ready. I've had them ready for a long time.
Ooh.
And that's going to go ahead and wrap us for the night. So everyone go ahead and add 2 points to your PowerPoints, and you have the opportunity to spend them before the next session. All of the points you've accrued, you can spend because you're getting to rest and reflect. That's going to end our session for our audience members. Thank you, everyone who tuned in.
102. I did the worst math I've ever seen.
Yeah, you
100 plus 2 when I got 103.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening in to our Mutants and Masterminds 3rd Edition campaign. Thank you for listening to New Dawn University. Thank you for coming to FlavorText. Welcome to our table, and we'll hopefully see you next week as we hopefully, maybe not, conclude our first official arc of New Dawn. Goodbye!
Let's
Bye.